Brexit a thing in this reality?
Yeah, oh hell yeah.
Okay. So
it's April 6th or whichever it was. It's that Sunday morning.
Huh.
What's the Sunday morning of Brexit?
So there's different I think.
Starting with the English. Oh, sorry, what am I?
From what I could tell, like all references to current world leaders have been, they're not.
Well, in my game or in our campaign, then I think that yes, there probably will be current world leaders. If only if only due to the fact that in the Living Land invasion, the current or the whoever is the then president of America and the vice president are both lost in the initial invasion.
Oh.
So, getting a bit political, it would wipe them from the continuity. So,
did Trump Tower survive in New York?
Probably not. Probably not. Not a lot of New Yorkers survived. However, are we streaming now, Skellen?
We are.
Okay, cool. So, this is second scenario, day one, Aysle. So, each of you is in Trafalgar Square for one reason or another. Sean, you are driving the double-decker bus, as is shown in the image. You've been contracted to drive it for your local firm, and at the moment it's got a bunch of 30 to 60 screaming 10 and 11-year-olds. The young girl who is their teacher and her assistant are trying to keep them under control. Just to let you know, that is Kerry's character. As is shown on the Trafalgar Square picture, the morning's cloudy. It's threatening to turn stormy. The crowds at the square so far are sparse this morning. It's relatively early in the morning. The National Gallery, which is what the school kids are here to see, opens within the hour.
Can you keep those kids under control there?
Jamie responds appropriately and starts shouting at one or two of the kids. One thing I will say, you've noticed that throughout the short drive that you've taken them from Victoria Station to Trafalgar, one little girl, Amelia, she's a precocious 10-year-old, and she's been asking you pleasant questions. She's very polite, quite bubbly. Amelia Constable Caudry, you're on morning patrol at Trafalgar. Is Witcher real line? In the background, around Trafalgar.
No, sorry, I'm talking to my wife.
Yeah, okay. We'll get to that one, yep. Constable Caudry, you're doing your usual patrol. You like the Trafalgar beat because most of the tourists tend to be quite happy, interested, and they ask you some relatively good questions quite regularly. Pat and Chris, you're on day 4 of your honeymoon at this point. You've got down to the square early to avoid the crowds. You're a bit grumpy because you've recently found out that Big Ben, the Houses of Parliament, won't be chiming. Apparently they're doing some work on it. But you've already wandered through Parliament Square. You've taken some photos. You've been keeping an eye on the news. There's not much coming out. Apparently the British media is complaining about a communication blackout from across in the States. And apparently the BBC News is also talking about some outages in India as well. They're blaming on server crashes, rerouted traffic, and apparently there's a virus affecting European communication network. So you may have tried to phone home this morning to get into contact with mum or dad or whichever one it is. No calls are being put through. But the news has assured you it's not a major problem at this moment in time. So, what are you doing apart from driving a bus, or are you aiming to go any particular place?
I'm just going where I'm told.
Okay, so you're driving around Trafalgar Square. It's not a problem. It's you're slowly making your way around because you've arrived a little early, and as you know, the kids aren't due to be at the National Gallery, which is at the north side of Trafalgar Square. For those that don't know, for another hour yet. From the sounds of it, Pat and Chris are currently enjoying the lions at the bottom of Trafalgar's column. Nelson's column, I should say, bloody local, can't get it right.
Just read the rest of it.
Yeah, I saw that on there. What's that? I believe bus drivers usually have a route, mate. They don't normally need telling where to go. Oh, right.
Isn't he our bus driver?
This is
No,
a-
he's not your bus driver. No, Sean, you're not.
He's a bus driver, is he?
He's a tour bus operator.
Well, yeah, he still has a route.
Yeah.
Surely.
No, I
Told where to go.
Did you say, drive past this monument now, drive past the monument?
Pretty much that's what you're doing. You're going around that
Rubbish.
one-way system that goes around the back of Trafalgar, around the back of the National Museum and the National Gallery, and then comes back round the other side.
Are we on the bus? Sorry.
And you don't have to be. The bus,
We-
generally, the people who are on the bus are Kerry's character's teaching assistant, and about 60 10-year-old kids.
But is this like a tourist bus or is
It's
it
a tour bus. It's not a
it's a
public
tour bus? Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
God, you won't get a London bus looking like that on the streets of London nowadays. They're all much more modern-looking affairs. They still look like red buses, but they've got sort of like big go faster stripes across the front, and the sort of the jump on and off bit at the back is a lot rarer now. With the advent of Oyster cards, you can basically jump on the bus at the front, in the middle, or the back now, and you just swipe on wherever you want.
I'll be at the afternoon exhibit of postmodern fantasy art.
So you're at Trafalgar Square waiting, because again, that's at the National Museum, the National Gallery,
That's
and yeah, it's currently about 9 a.m. So
I don't want to be near the kids, and I don't want to be too near two Americans, because I think
well, Trafalgar Square is a relatively big place, so you don't have to be near a particular couple. And Constable Caudry, you're just assigned to patrol Trafalgar Square, which, as I said, is quite a large place.
Are there still
And
lots of pigeons?
Oh, there's pigeons in Trafalgar Square, massive numbers.
Feed the pigeons.
Usually, I will point out that as you're driving around, you just noticed you're not seeing that many pigeons this morning. Might be something to do with the skies beginning to cloud over. There's a big storm threatening. You can tell any of the locals, Bell, Constable Caudry, Sean. You can all tell that it's gonna tip it down at some point this morning. You can almost guarantee it.
Should my character have some sort of restraints on her? Like,
Yeah, sure. You
'Cause
you don't normally get a huge amount of trouble, but yeah, you can have a couple of the zip tie restraints if you deem them necessary. Not a problem.
that's what they're called.
What, zip ties?
Yeah, I was. It's a house related. Doesn't matter. I was trying to work out the name of it. You just said it.
in restraints.
Yeah. Should my character be in restraints?
Yeah, I'm like, oh my god. Who we're playing with?
Yeah. Okay, so I'm loving the dialogue between Chris and Pat.
It's funny.
Sean, you're coming around Trafalgar Square for about the 5th time. You're just coming up around the bottom, the southwest corner of the square. When suddenly the ground everywhere shakes. Chris, Pat, being from the stage, you might be from a tectonically active zone. So you're feeling at the moment like maybe it's a 3 or a 4. Not a single one of the UK characters, none of you have ever experienced an earthquake before. Sean, the closest you've had to it is during your time in Afghanistan, in the Persian
Mortars.
Gulf and the like. You've probably had close
Child.
calls and the like with explosives.
Mm.
Your bus screeches to a halt as your reactions kick in. The rest of you, the shaking knocks you to the floor. Your head spin as you pick yourself up from the ground. Distant air raid sirens are going off, and thunder in the air now compete with the cacophony of 100 car alarms going off. and then suddenly all the car alarms go silent. But the rumbling grows even louder.
Is it coming from below?
It is indeed. And a huge chasm splits the ground on each side of Trafalgar, opening the street. Sean, cars in front of you and parts of buildings tumble down into the dark pit. You're over on the bottom left-hand corner. Okay. We just grab a combat tracker and I'll drag everyone onto it so we can place people.
I just had a really silly idea for a character, not my character.
Yeah.
Some character, just whenever something bad happens, they just say, "This is why I voted leave."
Right, that's a bit big for the image. I need to stick a token scale on there, I think. Doop-a-doop-a-doo.
I think he's right size.
Right, it's still a bit big, but you won't be able to see them if we go any smaller than that.
Is that the Pope? No.
No, that's Bel Patel.
Yeah.
That-
Dressed as the Pope. Yeah, it's not.
Like I said, they're
They'll
quite
transform
Aysle-ish
quickly.
at the moment.
Cool.
Whoa, we're huge.
They have turned into giants.
Sean's over there with the
I'm
thing.
bigger than that car.
At the moment, it's more for position than scale. All around you, people are getting back up. Some look down at the chasms in front of them in shock. A few others gape at something in the sky overhead. The ringing in your ears starts to clear, only to be replaced by the cries and groans of people nearby. Sean, as you're recovering, you note that cracks are beginning to extend from the chasm that's currently about 40, 50 feet in front of the bus. The road, it's beginning to, like, cracks are snaking slowly towards, and as more cracks come, you can see the roadway tumbling away down into the darkness. A lot of other people, you're starting to note that not only have some buildings collapsed on each side, by the way, on that map, the National Gallery is the round dome at the top, quite near Bell. You've got clear chasms to either side. The buildings on the west side of Trafalgar Square have almost entirely collapsed, and there's a lot of building collapse off to the south of you as well. You're starting already to see some weirdnesses. You're not sure if that was there before, Chris and Pat, but that street light, you're sure that was a normal electric light before, but it's now a lot more sort of Baroque raw iron, and there's what looks to be some kind of oil lamp affair coming off of it. What is everyone doing in the immediate response?
Eating a sandwich, watching what's going on.
But my character would probably be quite puzzled by this, but feel that she should do something. But she'll sort of stand there a bit awkwardly, trying to remember if she knows anything relevant for this.
You're going through emergency response training does kick in. So yeah, you're aware of what to do. I mean, you're quite near. You see where your character is currently on the map. To your east, you've actually got. Can you see that little black chunk on the southeast of Trafalgar?
Yeah.
That's actually the entrance to Charing Cross Underground Station.
Oh.
So that's relatively close to you as well. Just to give you a little bit of an idea. I mean, forget the people milling around. That bit to the right is the actual underground station. Sean, what are you doing in the bus?
I'm going to slam my anchors on and put the brakes on as quick as I can. And I'm going to sort of shake.
The bus is stationary currently.
Feck, it's Flashbacks. I'm going to be a bit freaked out about the whole thing. Obviously, a flashback from something.
From Nam, or the appropriate Garn, Darn, I don't know, what do they call it? Shan, Persian Gulf,
Falklands.
Yeah.
Gluff. The roadway about 30 feet away from you collapses down into the darkness.
Okay, I'm going to get out of the bus and sort of get my pistol out and sort of be looking around, dazed, wondering what the hell's going on.
Okay, you get out of the driver's side. There are about 60 screaming kids on your bus right now. And as you step out of the bus and you look down and you can start to see a sort of a lattice work of cracks developing in the tarmac beneath your feet. And as you get your gun out of where you've got it tucked in the back of your trousers, you see another sort of 10 feet of roadway collapse ahead of the bus.
I've got to get the wee bairns out of there. I'm going to leap into the bus and sort of floor it, trying to get to somewhere that's not cracking up.
Okay, so you get back into the bus, you turn the key, nothing happens. Not even a vroom, 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 vroom. Literally, you turn the key, nothing. You turn the key, nothing.
Slam my fists on the wheel. Fack. Like that. Kind of what I'm doing. Don't know what else up to.
Okay, that's good enough. Sean, while you're waiting on that, you can effectively update your character sheet in the attempt. Jan Taylor, who's the teaching assistant friend of Jamie, is leaning over into the cab. Mr. Malloy, what's happening?
Beats me. I don't know what's going on here.
I don't know. Should we get the children off the bus? As she says that, another 10 feet of road drops away from the front of the bus. There's now about 10 feet of roadway in front of the bus.
Yeah, so get the wee ones clear. Get them clear now. Get up and start waving or shout at them. Get off the bus.
Okay, the kids are... I mean, they're only 10 years old. They are crying, screaming, shaking, panicking. Little Amelia appears to be quite calm. This is the little, the blonde 10-year-old who was talking to you. And says, of course, Mr. Malloy, I'll help. And she goes over and starts, mature beyond her years, talking to various of her classmates. And she starts to escort them 2 at a time up to the back of the bus. Meanwhile, Pat and Chris, what are you doing?
I'm trying to calm people down, seeing people panic and running around.
Yeah.
Knowing this is a...
You've probably got about a dozen or so people relatively near you. Most of them, I mean, there's a couple of locals, newspaper sellers and the like, but the remainder are sort of like foreign tourists, and they all do appear to be reacting rather badly at the moment.
So yeah, just shutting down, calming down, and it's okay. It'll be over soon. We just need to get away from any of the tall buildings. They might fall down on us. Come on, this way.
Remind me,
Gathering
which
them
one's
all
Chris
over.
and which one's Chris and which one's Pat?
I'm Chris.
Right, so you're the
I'm Pat.
emergency respondent, and okay,
Yes.
and Alexander's going to do a slightly feminine American accent. That's great. Pat, you're looking around. The worst you've got at the moment, there's an old Japanese lady who appears to have twisted her ankle when she fell over. She's wincing whenever she puts weight on it.
All right, I I walk over and lady, how can I help you? What's wrong?
Do you mind? I do not speak English. But then she reaches down and like holds her ankle and sort of like makes a face of wincing in pain.
All right, I reach
Give
for
me a
her
first aid or a medicine
for her
check.
ankle and check what's wrong with it. So that's medicine or first aid.
That would be first aid to begin with.
First aid. Okay, so that's a D20. That's bad.
You don't have any possibilities to spend at this point, but the simple attempt to do so triggers something. This happens in you as well, Chris. You're both trained emergency responders. Takes you a few seconds to bring yourselves together, but at that moment you start to, it's going to kick in, and your training kicks in. However, something weird happens as your training kicks in. Pat, you find yourself initially going for some stuff you've got in your handbag, sort of a minor first aid kit. And as you take the bandages out, it's fine, you're wrapping this lady's foot, and you just find yourself, it's almost like you start singing to yourself. But then the singing almost translates into a chant, which sort of translates into a prayer. And at the last moment, you involuntarily reach up and you notice that the necklace you had around your neck has turned into something more akin to a St. Christopher, but it's certainly not a crucifix on it. And just without even thinking about it, you hold it and just place your hand on the woman's foot, and you just feel energy flow through you into the woman's foot, and she stands with wide-eyed amazement as all the pain from her foot has gone. Over the next few seconds, Pat, your entire outfit changes. You're not wearing the sort of travelling pantsuit or whatever it was that you were wearing before, and like puffer jacket. You're wearing leather armour and would be cleric's garb. Chris, the same thing happens to you. You're proceeding to double check with people. Are you okay? Is everything fine? And people are responding to you as they normally do, but then your thought process about what you need to do start to change. Let's say you had a Mets jacket on top of everything else. Your grey sort of Mets club jacket just suddenly becomes heavier, and it falls on your torso, and you look down and, oh yeah, I'm wearing my chainmail. I always wear my chainmail. That's not a problem at all. But you've suddenly found yourself more able to start sort of barking commands to people. It's as if your confidence in your own leadership ability has kicked in a little bit more. And you're both finding certain concepts difficult to grasp, like the things on the road, the big red thing over there, or the black things on the road behind you. Well, why haven't they got horses on? That's a car. Can I remember what a car is? And you've both effectively, in your moment of transcendence, as will occur to everybody apart from Sean, you've transformed to the reality of Aysle as it is across this area. I'm going to put the Aysle Cosm card up. Oh, it's a bit big. Share that to everybody. So on your individual character sheets at the moment, you've probably got core Earth axioms, so you can go ahead and adjust those down appropriately. So you two are helping people, and that act of selflessness, that help, is what has triggered that transcendent moment. Constable, what are you doing?
Well, I imagine first I would probably try to do a bit of crowd control, calm people, assure them, if I am sure that it's not a terrorist attack, that it isn't a terrorist attack.
It doesn't have the signs of a terrorist attack. You did try to immediately contact or try to get into contact with your local command on your walkie-talkie, because they do have them. There was no response at that point, so you are one of probably only 3 police personnel within Trafalgar Square. So you start calling out to try to calm people down. we'll come back to you in a second as you hear a scream from the other side of the square. Belle, you're sitting doing what? Waiting for the National Gallery.
I'm waiting for the National Gallery to open, and then all this thing happens. So I do as any tech-savvy person does, and start pulling out my phone and recording all the people running around.
Okay, you took out your
YouTube
phone.
video.
You take out your phone. You spend about 30 seconds trying to get the damn thing to work because it's dead at this moment in time. And when I say dead, it's not like it turns on and you can't do anything. Literally, you've probably had 4 or 5 times that you've held down that power button for 5 seconds to try and get it to boot up. You've popped the back, assuming it's one. What phone have you? What phone would Bell have? Would he have one where you can remove the battery?
Likely, yes.
Okay, so you've popped back, taken the battery out.
Probably an Android.
Really blown on the receivers, put it back in, taken out the SIM card, put it back in. You've even then sort of like tried to get it to boot up, and you've probably got a little doohickey in your pocket to push into the top to try and get it to do a factory reset. Nothing. This thing is completely dead.
He's got science skills.
The only thing that you know is while you're concentrating on this thing, you see something flash across the screen, but it's more a reflection. And you look up, and you hear and identify an F-16 jet flying overhead. But that wasn't what you saw reflected in the screen of your phone. What you saw reflected in the screen of your phone was larger and had wings.
A Boeing.
No, it looked bat-like if you had to guess. But you can't see anything. I mean, the jet just went overhead. Bat-like. At this point, the thunderclouds that were gathering, it doesn't start raining, but it does start. There's a couple of thunderclaps, and lightning does start to rain down out of the cloud. Specifically, the lightning is hitting the tops of big buildings. I mean, we're talking about lots of lightning strikes in a local area. Bell, you see as one bolt of lightning hits what is called the fifth plinth in Trafalgar Square. Now, does anybody not know what the fifth plinth is?
I have no idea.
Right. Around Trafalgar Square, around Nelson's Column, which is the big thing in the bottom right-hand corner of the map, there are the 4 lions. Okay? What they did toward the north bit of Trafalgar Square, specifically where the 2 sets of stairs go up on either side, if just put the pointers up. So, for example, here, where I'm pointing, that's called the fifth plinth. What they did, they took off the what was there permanently, moved it into a museum somewhere. And every few months or so, a new artist exhibits a new sculpture on that fifth plinth. Currently, the fifth plinth is home to that. It's essentially a lion to the same scale as those that ring Nelson's columns, which, by the way, are about 175% bigger than life size. They're about 2 meters at the shoulder. But that one is made, it's a sculpture, and it's made of clockwork. Bell, you watch 3 bolts of lightning strike the statue, which is an impressive enough thing in and of itself. But then you have to like scrunch your eyes together and rub them because you can't believe what you're seeing, because the 3rd bolt of lightning hits and then the lion stretches out its legs and sort of like works the kinks out of its muscles as it stands to full height and begins to look around. That, incidentally, is when somebody who's about 30 feet away from that lion sees it and screams. That's also the scream that you hear, Constable Caudry.
Right. I try to locate the source of the scream and run as fast as I can towards it.
Okay, you're heading in the direction of the scream. Cool. And Kerry has just connected. I'll just wait for him to get onto the voice so that we can introduce Muzthaka. Hello, Muzthaka. That's your character's name, by the way, Kerry.
Oh, hello. Did you say Miss?
Yes, Miss Thacker. You can be Jamie can be a bloke if you want. There's lots of generic names here.
I'll try to get caught up. You carry on.
The catching up consists of you're all at Trafalgar Square. You're with a class of about 60 10-year-old kids. You and your teaching assistant, Jan. At the moment, the students. Okay, before that, you were waiting for the National Gallery to open, so you've remained on the bus the school hired, which was driven quite well by Mr. Malloy, who's Skellen's character. Everything shook, everything stopped working, and great rents have opened up in the areas around Trafalgar, one of which opened up across the road in front of the bus. And the road is continuing to collapse into that rent. Mr. Malloy has advised that you get all the kids off the bus, which is what yourself, Jan, and I've forgotten the kid's name. Amelia, who's probably the best kid you've got with you. Amelia is helping get people off as well. So I think it goes without saying that Jamie is trying to get the kids off the bus without question, yeah?
Yes. She's probably quite panicked and
Okay.
trying to count as best she can and not miss anyone out, but also likely paranoid she's forgotten someone.
Yeah. Well, Jan's helping, and Jan's quote is 28, 29, 30. I think that's everyone. That's her actual quote. But while you're doing that, the strange energies that are flying around, your mind's confused, and Jamie, your mind's actually going back to your youth. Jamie claims she was a good teacher because she understands how the kids misbehaved, and you're more concentrating on getting the kids off the bus. But every so often, you do notice that while you're doing it, your jacket just looks different, and you're having trouble thinking about things like SAT scores and exam markings and exactly what the time schedule was to get the kids to the National Gallery. But you do remember you're an authority figure for the students, and they are under your protection at this moment in time. So the constable is charging across the square towards the screen. What's Belle doing? Jack, what's Belle doing? In
Okay.
reaction to that lion.
No idea. I was looking at my phone. It's not working. A lion, the thing's brought to life. I am so far away from it. It's unbelievably far away. And
Yeah, it's about 60 meters away, given Trafalgar Square's scale.
it's a far, far away. I'm going to head towards the big building behind me.
Okay. Well, you know that the National Gallery is currently closed. You've been waiting for it to open, and the
I'm going to
doors
bang
haven't
on them
opened.
doors and say, "Let me in! Let me in!"
Okay. I will remind everybody that the moment of transcendence occurs when you do something heroic.
That's what I was asking.
Where's me? I remember they're locking the token scale. That won't
I
get any
don't see
bigger.
how my character can do anything heroic because he hasn't got the stats for heroics.
Well, it's not about stats.
I mean, He's
Guys,
got
stop it.
computers, Dodge, everything analysis, scholar, science. He's got a game book and a mobile phone, and the
That's what
mobile
he's
phone
saying.
didn't work.
Don't tell me you're playing a wuss who's only thinking of saving his own ass.
Oh, is that what he said?
You're starting to see the one thing you are seeing. You're starting to see of everybody probably. You're starting to see elements of extremely incongruous information that you've been paying really close attention to the National Gallery up until this point because you've been bored out of your skull waiting for it to open. You're starting to see more and more subtle changes. For example, you're certain the area where you were stood was quite well paved. It's now cobblestone. It wasn't 2 minutes ago. You're certain of.
No, I'm going to do something heroic. I'm going to save a pigeon. Is there anyone near me? Because on that screen, there's absolutely nothing near me.
Well, I've just moved Constable Caudry, who's bombed it across to where the lion has just. I mean, this thing's about 2 meters at the shoulder. It's quite big. It has just jumped down, belying something made of metal, and landed, and is just padding slowly towards a panicked civilian.
Right. I sort of. Right. Okay. So it's not charging.
Oh, it's moving slowly, very cat-like.
Okay. So, tackle the lion. Probably not a good idea.
It's about 2 foot at the shoulder, 2 meters at the shoulder.
Yeah. So it's taller than me.
Yes.
Quite a lot. Right. Yeah. What does one do? Okay. They are okay. A lion is a feline. I know that cats, if you throw something very quickly by a cat, it will probably.
What? You don't have a gun?
A baton.
A baton, right? Okay. Oh, well, actually, when you do that,
Is that your only weapon?
just the sheer act of running in that way, by the time you get over where the lion is, you're feeling decidedly different.
Whoa.
Your stab vest has, by the time you get there, has transformed into a very fine silver chain link vest. Your baton has chunked up quite significantly into a full-on mace.
Ooh, that means I probably can't throw it very far.
But it does feel a lot heavier in your hand than it felt a minute ago.
Yeah, so the question is, do I notice that before it's left my hand?
Literally, as you pull out your baton, you probably already had it out. As you're running, is that during the process of running across the square, you have noticed, probably been distracted once or twice, as the baton has just changed in your hand. So by the time you get there, it's like, that's not the baton I had a minute, but I've always had this. What? This is a mace. I know how to use a mace.
Right.
Cool. Bailey's looking up the stats for a Clockwork Lion and its weaknesses. That's good enough. Well done. You panic. You have this strange moment of dichotomy. This isn't real, but that isn't real either. Okay, maybe two reals make a wrong. Something along those lines. You're not entirely sure. So you flick through to the back. You go to the back, and there's a bestiary at the back. Let's say it's a D&D 5th edition or 3rd edition, depends how old school Bell is. You go through, you go, right, no, there isn't. Okay, I can look up a lion stats. That's blatantly not a lion. That's too big to be a lion. That must be a dire lion. Okay, dire line. Oh, it's not a real one. It's a mechanical. Right, what happens when you add the mechanical template to a dire lion? As these thoughts are going through your head, the book changes in your hand. Yes, it's still the bestiary, but the stats change from neatly typed bits of information to hand-drawn calligraphy, the sort of old school wording of the sort of thing you get in an ancient bestiary. And Bell also has a moment of crisis, or a moment as he tries to start helping out. So we have Sean and Jamie trying to keep the bus out of trouble to the south. We have Bell, who might decide to do something in a minute, to the north. We have Constable Caudry confronting the lion. And before we go into a combat round, Chris and Pat are going to help the kids, or who?
Well,
I
all
just
the
need to know
people
what
around,
direction you're going in.
all the people around here looking. We've got them in a huddle, sort of thing.
Yeah, they've huddled on the steps, the eastern approach to Nelson's column.
Probably not directly under Nelson's column because that's going to fall down.
It looks okay at the moment. The earthquake doesn't appear to have. There's no structural cracks or anything in the column itself.
But yeah, if we see the kids, then I'd probably. Well, we were suggesting to run over and help them, and so everyone just stay here, wait here, don't move.
Okay.
Help will be here soon.
People seem to be listening to you. They're saying things like, "Yes, my lord. Yes, my lord," and you're like, "Okay, that's weird," but then it's right at the same time. And a couple of them have started like doffing their forelock to you as if they're deferring to your authority in that respect.
Get in there.
So
I stay next to Chris.
okay, you're sticking to your husband.
We have to keep an eye on him.
We need a slow-mo scene now as me and Pat are running towards the kids with the hair flowing back, our locks, and charging in.
It's not a
like
problem.
scene
That might scene of Baywatch. Okay.
Okay.
So we've got some different things going on here. We're going to have rolls from those people with the bus because you are having to work quickly to get all the kids off. There are about 60 of them. So, and we have what's happening to the north with the Clockwork Lion. Now the villains are stymied in this first round. So obviously it's new. This environment is new. The lion is still sort of like deciding what to do. Every so often, Constable Caudry, you do see sort of like one or other bits of the cogs on the lion do stick, and then it like shakes it off, and still getting used to its abilities. It looks towards you as you are charging towards it in your chainmail and otherwise, and it does let out an almighty roar in an attempt to intimidate the individual warrior that is charging towards it. Now it's going to get a -2 because it's stymied. By the way, you all have 3 possibilities now, but you don't yet have any Cosm cards. Once you know what you're doing, I'll start handing out Destiny cards on this one. So I also need to share the bonus chart, don't I? Because we don't have it yet, do we? Come on, where did I put it? Oh, do you know what? I don't think I've... Right, give me a second. I haven't copied the bonus chart image from the other campaign into this one.
That's good because I'm still typing over stuff on one card.
Yeah, that's all right. That's all right. I know this would be a bit where you would start typing over stuff. If anyone's got any queries about any perks or anything that they have on their characters. Well, spellcasting, you'll note that gives you the ability to cast spells, funnily enough. You have 2 spells. They're listed on the character sheet, so I would probably advise you to look those up.
Oh,
Okay,
what spells do you have?
I want to cast a spell.
What spells do you have? Oh, you have spells.
No, she has
Sure.
miracles.
Well,
Oh, you're a cleric,
miracle
aren't you?
worker.
Look, you've got people to order around. Stop being jealous of us just having a few spells.
By
Hey,
the holy light, I invoke.
I'm just curious.
I invoke a ward against evil creatures that roam the land.
Yeah, you can do that.
Oh, that sounded like a voice I was
Yeah,
scared.
yeah.
Huh?
Pat, what's happened to your voice? You're getting a bit
Getting a
bit
bit
masculine there. I don't quite like this new.
I invoke a ward against evil. Okay, so here comes
Okay.
the ward.
For those who want the action and combat options as a reference, and the bonus chart.
Ah!
It says skill faith 8.
Right. Essentially, what you've got with a miracle is against the miracle, there's a minimum faith skill you have to have in order to learn the miracle in the first place. But then it also has a difficulty number.
Yeah, well, I know it. So
Yeah, the difficulty number is what you have to roll against when you're actually attempting to invoke it.
all right. So faith, I only have faith 2, but
Adds
that
to your
is
spirit.
mind.
Faith is spirit.
All right. So here we go. 11, which is not good, I guess. Not good enough.
That's a 0.
That's a 0, and then so spirit is 10. It's 12, and in the book it says
I think you've got a difficulty of 10 on that one.
okay, so difficult. So I can invoke it,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just a normal success, right?
Yep.
While the ward is active, all allies within 5 meters add +1 to their defenses versus supernaturally evil creatures and their attacks. The bonus counts towards both physical and interaction defenses.
So that's yourself and hubby at the moment. Well done. Let's, as people kick in, because that is your first action in the round, let's give everybody some destiny cards. As you went first in the round, Patricia, or Pat, I'll give you your 4 first. So your 4 ones again. Drag these into the hand section on the front of your character sheet.
Is this enemy a special enemy or just normal
This
one?
is not possibility rated, but you will.
Because I'm radiant.
Yeah, the lion does count as a supernatural evil at this point.
Okay.
So you get these 4 cards. Oh, hang on. That's not working properly. Grr. Right, ignore those because it's not done it. Why isn't that doing it as the... Not doing it as a card deck?
Right, so that perk I got, Natural Leader, what's that? Does it mean that I get a possibility if I give 2 cards to another player?
Hang on, we'll have to read that in a minute. I'm just trying to work out why the card deck thing isn't working. Because it's doing the cards, but it's not sharing them as cards. It should do that unless I haven't turned on the... Okay, guys, I'm going to have to restart the campaign quickly. So I think I know what I've done wrong.
You see my character? I just typed everything in.
Yeah, no, they won't go. They won't go. I've only got. I'm just going to exit and come back in. Don't panic.
Just type /save.
I just
Yeah.
did it. Wow.
Yeah. Okay. Everyone done? Type /save if they need to. It should be okay anyway, but just make sure.
I'm ready.
Okay. I just realised because there's an extension I need to activate, which I didn't activate.
It's all right.
Aysle on the first day of the war.
Easily done
Full
when you're
drama
changing
deck.
campaigns.
Yeah, so it's basic card deck tables.
Do what the book tells me to do. Right, is it ready? Is it up yet?
It will be in a second.
Is it up yet? Is it up yet?
Mine
That's
takes a
what
little longer
she
to load.
said.
Ba-dum-tsh.
I can't believe it. Alex was asking about
What?
something.
Right,
Come
somebody
on.
was asking about their natural leader, weren't they?
Yeah.
That's
I was-
Gaz. Gaz is your natural leader.
That's a social one, I believe.
I mean, I could just look it up, obviously.
No, it's not social. Where's that one then? Perk list. Natural leader. Oh, it's a leadership one. Page 91. Yep, you may spend a possibility to immediately play 2 cards from her hand into any other character's action pool.
Okay. I thought I got a possibility if I did. That would be.
I get a card into my action pool as soon as I get my cards.
Right. So now tables. Okay. You're all connecting, so
I'm going to
takes
look
a
up.
little while on my end to load.
Is the spells in the book?
They are indeed.
Okay, I'll look up the book. Where's what's the book called? Torg, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
There it is. Eternity Players.
Yep, that's the one you want. And it's towards the end of the book. Right, let's get the Destiny deck up. That's better. Right then. Okay. Forgetting any other cards you had before, please.
I can't.
I know, because you didn't have any. It's only Alexander that applies to at the moment.
That's why I said it, because it was funny.
Am I a
Oh,
fighter, by the way?
Yeah, you could say that.
Oh.
Probably.
Does that mean I'm not?
Paladin.
Yeah, no, it's because I'd like fighter. You're more. I think he's a bit
Am I
more.
like a lord?
You're a paladin. That's
More
what-
like more like paladin because of the good side of things.
Or am I
I
good?
think-
I'm a good person.
Yeah,
Cool.
Constable Caudry is probably your classic guard fighter type defender.
Right.
A righteous
Okay.
warrior.
So Pat,
I'm not there.
So what in
Ooh.
this makes me a paladin?
I think it was the.
Just out of interest.
I can't remember.
Can't
One of the
either.
perks, I think. It was like the endurance. You're an endurance type fighter. You're like stalwart and ongoing warrior.
Relentless as well. I've got.
Yeah, that sort of thing.
What's that do? Sorry, that's.
Relentless. You
Oh,
can
yeah,
spend
it
2
says-
shock.
it says-
It's what your mum had in the previous game.
So I spend the shot myself.
Yep, and then you can get an
And I can-
immediate additional
I can do
bonus
extra-
damage.
Dice. Right.
Great perk that is. Although you can pass out after doing it.
Yeah, you
I've
can do.
got 9 shock though. Is that sounds
Yeah.
good? That.
That's good.
Yeah, because you based on your spirit, which is only a 7, but your endurance adds 2 to it. So Pat, you see the cards that are in the display. So second
Oh.
wind, seize initiative, master plan, and adrenaline. I'll drag them in for you. They're the ones that are on Pat Larkin. You can use your Radiant perk to immediately move 1 from your hand into your action pool, and at the end of your go, you can also move 1 from your hand into your action pool.
Who's
Can
dying?
you share me my character sheet again? The Storm Knight one, please.
It's in the images.
Yeah, they're all in the images, but I'll quickly
Ah,
share them
alright.
again now. So, Bell. I need to get my map up.
Oh, God.
Hopefully there's... Yep. Oh, no, the Trafalgar Square map hasn't got everything on. Grrr. That should have stayed, shouldn't it? All that lot?
The Trafalgar map has still got the things on. Oh, you've just taken the line off.
They're not showing on my one.
The line was there. You just deleted it though. It's gone.
Yeah, they're online.
Why
That's
can't I
fine,
see
it's
that?
still there. We don't have the teacher yet though. She's not on it.
Have they rescaled or something on yours? Are they like really small?
No, I don't think so. For some reason, it's not showing on mine at all.
Well,
If you
I'll have to
delete
reshare it, don't worry.
You have to.
Oh, I know why. I
restart.
know why. I know why. Because,
Happens so often.
yeah, no, it's okay. For some reason, it's duplicated it. But I found the original one now. So, Clockwork Lion. That one there.
Yeah, it's got smaller now.
And can anyone remember what the... It was you spot a weakness, was the Destiny card? Yeah, because it's still
Yes,
shared
it
for everybody.
was. Yep.
Oh, shared twice to everybody now.
I didn't see a Destiny card.
Drama card. Sorry, not
Okay,
Destiny.
I got
No.
the card.
Okay.
I meant I didn't see it last time. I didn't see that card at all. It didn't pop up for me.
Okay. And Alexander, you can, as I said, because of your Radiant perk, and there is a supernatural evil involved in the form of the Clockwork Lion, you can immediately move a card from your hand into your pool at the beginning of combat, and
Alright.
at the end of your go, you can move a second card from your hand into your action pool.
Alright, alright.
Who's acting after Mrs. Larkin?
Well, I think I'd go very quickly to whack this lion.
Sure, no problem at all.
Although, okay, it says that maneuver is an approved action. So I think I'm going to do a double action first, maneuver against it, and then do a melee attack. And
Okay.
spend a possibility on it.
How do you drag it over?
Just drag it from the hand and drop it in the action pool, and then delete it from the hand. You should be able to drag it from the little yin yang gem icon.
Okay, I don't have a yin yang. I can. I have an empty box and a dice symbol, roll type, and
Do you not see there's a little blue and with a
No.
border of yellow?
no. It's for me. It's just naked boxes.
Has that moved one though?
Okay, now it shows up, but in the hand.
Need to close your character sheet and open it up again. It might be that they haven't loaded up properly yet.
It could be.
Okay,
Also,
let's-
double check because I think that's come from the. I don't know. It should be part of the module, but load up the Torg Adventure deck if you haven't already.
Hopefully you're
In
not
the
trying to
modules.
change the
I
picture. Hopefully
have.
you're not trying to change the picture.
But it
Yeah.
doesn't change.
Okay, what's the second card you want to move across, and I can move it for you while it's an issue.
I would like to have master plan.
Okay. So you've got Adrenaline and Master Plan. So a 29 from Constable Caudry.
29. That puts me at
But
17.
instead of adrenaline, I'd like the seize initiative. Sorry.
Sure.
With the
Back. Yeah. And delete initiative. There we go. That's you done. Yeah, so anyone else, just load the modules. I think it's the only module you need to worry about is the Torg Adventure deck one. So I think it's the only one I've actually got there that's loadable by the characters anyway.
There were two options, I think.
Adventure deck and Torg Adventure deck.
Adventure deck and Torg Adventure deck.
Yeah, just do the Torg Adventure deck. Because the other one is the Savage Worlds Adventure deck, which I want to use. So your bonus number of 9, Constable Caudry.
It's a 17 on the trick.
I thought it was a maneuver, wasn't it?
Oh, sorry, maneuver. Yeah.
Okay.
Is that enough to make it very vulnerable?
I'll let you know in a second. Its maneuver defense is a 10. So how much did you exceed 10 by? That was by 7, wasn't it? So it's a good success. So that would be enough to make it very vulnerable.
Yeah. Sort of swing around and jump around and try to look for a weak point in
Well, it is quite big. So what you probably do as you rush towards it, at the last minute you sort of drop to your knees and slide under the thing's quite
Oh yeah, that's good.
high up underbelly, and at the same time as you blindside it, you bring your mace down onto the other side, which is a total of.
Well, it's one more, so that's. Wait, no, that's.
Don't forget the -2 for
20.
second actions.
Yeah, that'll make it a 20. Yeah, 20.
Okay, 20 on its melee defense. It's unarmed combat, so that's actually that's good enough to get an extraordinary success. So you're getting. It's also you get +2 because it's quite large, but you're getting 2 additional bonus dice damage onto your mace.
Ooh. That's 6. And the mace is that +2?
Yep, should be. It's no different damage to the baton, but I believe it does have a a special effect on it. It's got stagger on it, I believe.
Yeah, does that make it stymied?
It will do if you do damage. On that one, stagger, the target becomes stymied after any damage is dealt.
So, but damage doesn't mean wounds, right?
Any damage could be stun as well.
Okay.
So what's your damage total? So 6 onto your 12, that's an 18. I mean, the thing is made of metal, and you feel that as your mace comes down, and it's all like clong. But it does still, that the impact is palpable, and it does knock a few gears out of whack. So you do successfully do some damage to it, as I believe the damage effect chart. Another one I haven't copied across, but that's up to 0. That's 2 shock, if I remember correctly. So it is stymied on its next go, and for that we will now give Constable Caudry her cards, and you get an additional one because of successfully doing a maneuver. So your 5 cards, only one of which you can move across, are Flurry, Nemesis, Opponent Fails, Second Chant, another Flurry. That's 5, isn't it? 2, 3.
Wait, I'm supposed to.
Just again. You should be able to drag them from the little and drop them in your hand. Paying attention to see if that works for you. It did.
It was flurry and then
Nemesis, Opponent Fails, and Second Chant. And one of those you can put into your action pool. Well done. Pat was already gone. Sean, Jamie, Chris, or Bell?
wait, was it supposed to have 6?
5. You get 4, and then you got a bonus 1
right.
for doing the maneuver action. You haven't got any glory results out yet.
No.
I was going to carry on charging towards the bus.
Okay.
Is there anything I can see to? Because I've got no weapons, by the looks of it.
You have not got any weapons at the moment.
Okay, so I'll just carry on charging towards the bus, seeing if there's a way I can. Is it in immediate danger? What sort of?
From here, you're just hearing the kids screaming. As you approach, you get to sort of like the rear of the bus. You can see that, despite what's shown on the map, the chasm in front of the bus is making the front wheels of the bus now dip downwards.
How good's my strength? Is it? How big is this bus? Is it a minibus? It's a proper.
It's a proper double-decker bus.
All right. And does it have doors? Where?
This one is, as the picture showed, it has a it's open back. It's like that.
Right. Whereabouts is the back in relation to the picture? Sorry.
It's the back left. You see the black bit towards the back? That's actually open. So you can just, there's no door. You can just get on and get off the bus.
Sorry, on the actual top-down picture, where's the back of the bus? Is that where I'm
nearest
stood,
to you.
or the opposite?
Nearest to you.
Nearest, right.
The front of the
so
bus is the one that's going to be impacted by the chasm.
I'll step on the bus then and just sort of like, come this way, quick!
Okay.
And start pulling them off, if possible.
Give us a persuasion check as you try to convince the kids that it's, come here, follow us, get off here.
In my best accent.
Yeah, newfound authoritarian accent.
Yeah. Standing straight backed.
Not bad. Your bonus number of a 1.
What's it go off this? Is it
Persuasion is charisma.
charisma? So what's that bonus?
That's a
1. So that's 7, that's 8, that's 9. Ooh. Go on, I'll use a possibility.
Okay. The kids do seem to be a bit afraid. Amelia seems to be trying to coax her friends off of the bus, but at this point, there's probably only about 8 or 9 students safely off the bus.
So that's a bonus of 8.
That's a 22, 24. Yes, a bonus of 8.
That's
Pat,
a total of
outside the bus and helps the kids getting off the bus.
16. 16. You're doing a spell, aren't you? You're casting a spell.
Yeah, well, I think it's
16,
I
that's
cast it
right.
and then it's up, or
Yeah, you can. It's up, so you're able to run at this point. I'm not going to worry about that. But
Well,
you get there. You're a little bit behind your husband, but you do get there.
I'll start
Oh, okay.
passing them off to her if I convince them.
But you can move your move in meters without incurring a multi-action penalty. Yeah, 'cause it's about 50 meters line of sight, so you could reduce that. If you got to move a 10, you could reduce that to 40 or something lower. Okay, and your cards
Got a copy of
Chris?
Movement part.
are transfer, drama, supporter, and coup de grace.
Do I just find them myself? Is that transfer?
You can just drag. You can see. Can you see them on the chat?
No, there's nothing on chat.
You know
No,
why?
nothing now on chat.
Why isn't it? It's got an output to chat. Why isn't it outputting to chat?
Maybe got it to the GM channel only.
I didn't tell it to not show my bit. Hang on. Do. Chat show GM roles? No. It should output these to chat. No different.
What's it not doing? Sorry.
The roles I'm taking off the table aren't outputting to chat.
Oh, I think it's on the actual table itself.
Yeah, it's got output chat listed.
Oh.
I've got output chat, story, parcels, or encounter. It's already set to chat.
Is there a hidden icon on one of those little eyes that's shaded out?
No.
You could just drag it onto the chat, whatever the result is.
Yeah, I've got them on here. Hang on, I'll sort this out in a bit and I'll drag them over. So at the moment we have transfer.
Well, I take it the movement 8 means 8 meters then.
8 meters. Yes, it does.
Damn it!
Okay, can you see your cards now?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, I don't know why the thing isn't. Show GM rolls. Maybe it's show GM rolls on.
I don't see any cards on the thing. All I'm seeing is result title equals.
No, they're in my hand.
Oh, okay.
Dragged them straight into my character sheet.
I'll see if I can find out what that's doing in a minute. Jamie, Sean, Bell.
Okay. I was going to do something spectacular, but due to my movement speed, I'm not doing it.
Well, you could try and move further. It would just be a multi-action penalty.
I was doing a multi-action, so I don't know if I can do a multi-action.
Well, if you're running instead of moving, you may be able to do that. Let's just have a double check because we've not really done running before now.
24 run. All I need is move 10.
Mine runs 25.
You're special.
Yeah, so you can move up to your dex in meters each round, but you can also run up to 3 times your dex.
Sorry,
But that-
24.
That will inflict a -2 penalty. So you can do that 3 times dex as a single multi-action.
Lost the image. What was the main picture called?
What, for your character?
Just Trafalgar.
Trafalgar. Okay. Oh, thanks. I couldn't find it.
It's all right. So
Okay.
you could move up quite a bit if you wanted to.
Yeah,
sort of
okay.
half the
I'm going to do my multi-action, which is 3 actions then, which is run.
Ooh. So you can
Well,
run to
because
about. You can probably get to about there.
I only want to move 10. 10.
About there.
Yeah. Could only move 8 normally, so I needed the extra 2 inches. Right, I'm going to my
That's what she said.
multi-action. My multi-action means I've got a -4 to these now.
If you're
because of
doing
this.
3
But-
things, yes.
So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to taunt it, and I'm going to make motions that say, "Oh, you're so weak, and stuff like that. There, and by other action, tying in with this is I cast my spell, Diminish, and I'm trying to reduce its strength.
Okay, what I'm going to do for you, though, is you have situational awareness, which is a perk that enables you to play a card at the beginning of combat. So I'm going to give you your cards now.
Yep. Says I can put a card in reaction poster away.
Right. You still not seeing that?
I see willpower.
Yes, can see that.
Excellent. It's doing it now. I didn't change anything, but it's doing it now.
You change something.
3, 4. So you should have willpower, hero, coup de grace, and supporter. Your situational awareness means you were able to put a card into your pool at the beginning of combat. So please go ahead and do so before you take your action.
You have to look to see what the cards are. Never had hero.
Hero's a possibility. Supporter lets you add +3 to somebody else. Coup de grace means you do more damage. Willpower gives you a bonus to mind, charisma, or spirit check.
I know what I'm moving over. Hero. Okay. I'm ready to roll.
Go for it.
Right.
So,
I'll do the taunt first then.
well, you do a single bonus number and it applies to each of the actions in the sequence.
Same as
Okay,
Savage
so-
Wills, basically.
Yep.
So it's -4 to
To
all
the-
for this
To the
one roll.
bonus that you get to the one roll, yeah.
Okay. I haven't opened that sheet. Where's that sheet?
Okay, so that's currently a bonus number of 1. So that'll give you an overall -3 currently.
Just give us a second. I need to open the bonus. There it is. Okay, now I can see what I'm happening. 14 as 1. Okay, I'm gonna use a possibility. Might as well.
That's at least a 10, so that's 24.
So that is
That's an 8. So it's a 4.
Yeah, I know. And I add taunt to that.
You do indeed.
Is 10.
Okay, its taunt defense is also 10.
Who wins in that?
I think. That is a standard result. So you needed a 10, you got a 10. So you can choose currently, I mean, the character doesn't know, but currently it is very vulnerable. So actually that would have done more. Not enough. Yeah, you didn't do a good success, but it's very vulnerable because of Constable Cordra's actions. And it's also currently single stymied because one of its cogwheels is out of whack. So you can, the only thing you can do, you'd make it doubly stymied. You want to make it very stymied.
Okay, diminish is 16.
Okay, so first
Target,
off,
willpower or spirit.
that's the card you get for your successful taunt, as it's now doubly stymied. So you say the target is its willpower or spirit, yeah?
It says here
as well.
it's
Very vulnerable because I did the.
Yeah, it's already very vulnerable. It's now very stymied because he's stacked an additional stymie
Yeah,
on
right.
top of your mace stymie.
yeah, it says targets willpower or spirit. Diminish reduces one of the opponent's attributes chosen when the spell is cast and related skills by -2. Separate castings may affect multiple attributes. Spell carries main action, blah 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 blah. That's all it says.
So
If I get a
you've
good
basically
one, it's a -4.
you've gotten a good success at this point because it's got a spirit of 10. It's currently very vulnerable, so you're getting a +4.
Okay, so it's 16. It's -4 to its strength.
Okay.
That was me. It doesn't have power points or anything. It's you just
Nope.
keep on.
If you roll badly, then there are some situations where you'll end up taking shock and the like. Okay, well then you can play a card into your pool for that. Well done. So we have Jamie and Sean back at the bus. What are you both doing?
Helping the rest of the children to escape.
Okay. You can give me persuasion checks. If you get a standard success, you manage to get 4 kids off. If you get a good, we can add another 4. An extraordinary adds another 4 for 12 in total. Mr. Acker, why are you looking so weird? Who's that outfit for? You've got on your own number of kids off from what you've done.
Okay.
Yeah, with that result, Mr. Acker, why do you look weird? When did you start wearing leather? My mum thinks you're weird, Mr. Acker. And that rather than actually, unless you spend points, rather than them actually getting off, they're being a bit mouthy.
Pull out the cane.
Yeah, I shout, get off the bus. The bus is sinking into a chasm. Can't you see it?
Unfortunately, you rolled a 5, so that gives you a -4 onto your persuasion of 8. You're currently getting a 4 on a difficulty of 10.
Spend a possibility.
I don't think I can. I'm not a...
Yeah, you are. The sheer act of yep, my responsibility is get the kids. That simple act of heroism has awakened you. Oh, good roll, 24. That's a bonus number of 8 onto your persuasion skill of 8 gives you a 16, so that's a good success. 8 of the students who were otherwise being reticent and mouthy, the bus lurches and the back end of the bus sort of tips up a foot, and they begin to scrabble past you at your coaxing. You have you don't have anything that lets you do anything weird. Are you working off of the image character sheet or the in system character sheet, Kerry? Okay. Don't forget you can transfer the bits from the image onto the one in game as well if you want to have 2 references. But you haven't got anything that's going to help you dice wise, so you managed to succeed there anyway. And your 4 cards are willpower, glory, supporter, and another willpower. So drag those from chat into the hand. Brilliant. Well done. And Skellen, Sean is currently still in the driver's seat of the bus. You can't see any road over the hood of the bus. The bus is beginning to tip forwards, and you're looking down into a deep, dark, black chasm.
Right, well, as soon as all these fancy dress people are about, I'm going to get out of the bus and can I see that thing lying up there?
You can hear the commotion going at the back of the bus where all the kids, and yeah, you get out on that side, and yeah, you can see that lion that you've driven past about 8 times this morning. That's moving.
My God, we don't do that. I'm going to rush over then towards it. Really, I don't know how far I can get.
What's your move?
Move.
Just a question. Should you perhaps add a grid to this image?
We'll do it in a minute, but the problem is I'll show you what happens when I add a grid to this.
Okay.
It's not aligned properly.
What about my move?
It's a 10. It's equal to your dex plus something, I think. It's under the defences section. I don't know why
it's
yours
a 10.
is 10, but I've listed it as a 10. Sean Malloy, Storm Knight. No, your move actually should be 9 because it's equal to your dex. So you need to. Oh, that's my mistake. You need to adjust that slightly.
Your pictures can't get any smaller.
Right, well, I'll head over there then.
It's a rather large picture, so as you see. I didn't want to put everybody on there at that point, so we'll keep the layers off for now.
Okay.
I don't know how far I can move. I'll move sort of that way.
You're eyeballing that. That's about 15, so you can go to about there for your 27.
Can I get a decent shot at it?
You're about 40 meters away at that point. I believe that your 9mm pistol has a decent range at that level.
Right, okay, well, I'll take a shot at it.
Here comes the one.
Now, this is where Sean's couple of perks are quite important. So we'll just double check your range. I think at the moment that you are single shot at that range. Where's range gone? I'm trying to find it.
What is this? Showing off shotgun you've got?
No, it's a pistol.
Short range for that is 10.
Yes, you're probably at medium at 40.
Okay.
40. I think that's actually probably long.
9mm pistol. Bom, bom, bom. It's the only thing I didn't have room for. 10, 25, and 40. So yeah, you're at long range. But Sean's couple of perks may help here. What are Sean's perks, Gillen?
Sniper and trademark weapon.
Right now, sniper. When you use aim on a single ranged action against a single foe, you add an extra bonus die to the damage. This stacks with the usual bonus damage from good and outstanding result. And trademark weapon, you are known for one particular weapon. When an attack with the weapon results in bonus damage, the player may re-roll any one and accept the new result.
Very good. So with aim, I need to spend an action to aim?
Let's double check because we've not used aiming before now. Or at least not that I can remember. The aim action.
Sacrifice a turn.
Yeah, you can sacrifice your turn to aim and then fire on your next turn, adding 4 the attack total.
Is it sacrifice the whole turn, including the move?
Yeah, you'd sacrifice your turn.
Right, I might as well take a shot then.
Yeah, you may not run or take regular actions, including multi-actions in an aiming turn. But if you get a flurry, the flurry can be an aim. So, take a shot. You're at -4 for range, but we'll deal with that one together.
It's fire combat, is it?
It is indeed. It's large, so you are getting a +2. So you're only at a -2 overall.
And it's very vulnerable, isn't it?
1. Oh.
It is very vulnerable currently.
I spend a possibility.
You're at an overall +2 because of vulnerabilities and everything else.
But that's -4.
Well, that's the overall +2. So an 18. So that gives you a total bonus number of 7 on your fire combat. Its dodge is 10. What's your fire combat?
My fire combat is 3, but do I add something to it? Dex?
You do add your dexterity to that.
So that's a 12.
That is indeed. Trained soldier runs over, draws a bead, and fires. In fact, no, you're running along. The trained soldier runs along and shoots off the hip while he's firing. So that was what was the total on that? 19? 18, yeah, 5.
19. Yeah.
17.
17.
Yep, still enough. You get a good success because you're more than 5 over it. So you roll the bonus dice for damage, so 1d6. And then you add your gun damage to that.
But I can re-roll that, can I, with my...
If you get a 1, you can re-roll the 1. So essentially, if you get a 1 on any of your damage rolls, you roll again instead.
D13? Is that damage?
Yeah, damage 13, so that's a 16. There's a ka-ching sound as the bullet hits the thing, and it rattles around. Its velocity soon taken out as it rattles around inside the cavity of the lion. It does seem to be a little shaken, but not particularly bothered by that. But well done. You can play a card from your hand into your pool for that, which will first require you being given cards. So Sean's cards are Master Plan, Leadership, Opponent Fails, and Alertness. So drag those off of the chat into the hand section and move one of them from your hand into your action.
There's 4, yeah?
Yep, should be 4.
Well, that's my go.
Okay, that's everybody's go, yep? Okay. I have you now.
Wait, do we want to keep this card? You spot a weakness?
You can either choose. You're talking about your initiative one.
Yeah.
Well, that will give the villains initiative. It will keep maneuver and taunt on the action line, and they will be stymied, which means anything they do will give a -2. Or you can force me to draw another one instead of I have you now, I believe. So you can
Well,
risk there's a better one out there, or you can bring spot a
show us
weakness.
there I have you now cut.
Villains get initiative, heroes go second, defend and taunt are approved actions, but there's nothing on the action line.
You just click that
Okay.
little button on the chat window.
Do we want another one?
Villains go first. I want to see if it can kill that police officer.
What?
Well, I play sees the initiative we're changing. Perhaps it's
Okay,
another one.
so
That one's bad.
instead we have comeback. Heroes go first, villains go second. Heroes are inspired.
Yay.
And any. Oh, very good. Much better this one.
Anything is an approved action, so everyone's going to be getting cards as long as they do something. And what does inspired or what's inspiration mean for you guys? All characters on this side immediately recover 2 shock. No one has any shock, so not a particularly good one. But still, you've got initiative and anything's approved. So who on your side is going first? The bus is beginning to teeter on the brink, and currently you have rescued 32 out of 60 students. There are still 28 students on the bus.
Got a question for you, Badger. Do you like burning?
Do I like?
Burning, I believe he said.
No.
Well, my turn's going to be burning, so I'll just let you know. Do you want to go before me?
Yeah. Okay.
You can disengage with your move. There's no issue with any kind of opportunity attack in this.
Right. I'm gonna whack the lion right on the nose, maybe. 16.
It's an uncombat's a 10, so that's your difficulty number. In fact, your difficulty number is actually well, remember you get a +4 from it being very vulnerable,
Oh, yeah.
+2 for it being large, so you're getting a bonus of 6.
Okay. So
Difficulties are still 10s.
that's 9. And right, that's 20.
20. So that gives you 2 bonus dice of damage.
Yay! Oh, no.
Unfortunately, you
No.
don't reroll on ones.
Isn't it, guys?
So that's 14, I think, damage-wise, yeah?
Yeah.
It's not 6 less than its toughness. So you still do 1 shock. And are you moving away from it?
Yeah, I'm moving away.
You can see that, again, you've never seen this person before. But as most of the actions, there's a sequence to them, but they occur roughly at the same time as well. Instinctively, you know that the gentleman stood up on the patio above is moving his hands in a fashion he's about to cast a spell, and you know that somehow, and it doesn't seem strange to you.
Right. I'm going next.
So you back up a little bit.
Fireball with a medium blast range is about to be conjured.
And what is
sorry,
a medium blast range? Do you know?
Doesn't say. It says medium blast range.
Yeah, it's all right. It's an area of effect target, basically. It affects a number of targets based on their size.
That's actually a good roll.
That's a very good roll.
6 plus. This is actually conjuration, which is a different skill. So that is 20. Very
Okay,
good
and the
at
difficulty
conjuration.
to cast is?
Targets, dodge, or dexterity.
That's a 10.
That's 10 over. That's
Yep, that's an excellent success.
it
So that would give you. Well, what does it say on the skill? What does it say on the
says
spell?
good is damage 1 BD.
Yep.
Outstanding is damage 2 BD. There's
So
no
it's-
excellent.
So they're outstanding. There you go.
Do you remember that it's very vulnerable?
Wouldn't matter. He got 10 over anyway.
Wouldn't.
I got 10 over because I'm awesome.
Okay, so a fireball appears in the hands of Bell, and currently is doing a bonus of 8 damage, and that's a bonus of 12. What's the normal damage for a fireball?
15. No, sorry, 14.
14 and 12 is 26 versus its toughness. The
Nice.
fireball, we'll keep it as D&D terms. It's a small pea of flame, and it goes through a gap in the lion's body, and then explodes, blowing gears and levers all over the place. That's 8 higher, so that's 1 wound and 2 shock.
And I blow my fingers, go. And we puff of smoke.
And you get a drama card. And I
Oh.
believe, sorry, that should be that's Constable Caudry's card that he should have got.
I want my take my card. Give me my card back.
And you get a hero card.
Another year.
And you can play a card from your hand into your action pool.
Do
Meanwhile, back at the bus. Anybody that's helping get kids off the bus, persuasion or an appropriate skill,
question for you before
each success or level of success will remove 4 students from the bus.
When did we get the Cosm card?
When the reality has settled down.
Oh.
I use a possibility.
Okay. Well, it's at least a 10.
What the hell?
That's
No,
all right.
someone-
Chris got the 2.
Yeah, I'm going to
You
use a
probably want some
possibility
specibility as well. So that's a 16 that you're getting, Alexander. So that's a bonus number of 3. I believe that you're the charismatic one of
16?
your particular partnership. Well, 6 and a possibility counts as a minimum of a 10 on the roll.
Rubbish.
Ah,
So
alright.
6 add 10 is 16.
Stop confusing Alex's rules, guys.
So I don't
I would do the
roll
same.
again.
No, it's
I
only
just
it
add
counts as
10.
a value of 10, not an actual roll of 10.
Okay, so 16. All right.
And your persuasion is an 8, I believe.
Persuasion comes off. Sorry.
Charisma.
Charisma. So that's you said it's a bonus of 16 is 3, so that's 10, and persuasion is 1, so I'm on 11 total.
Which is enough for a good success. So you manage to coax another 4 students off of the increasingly precarious bus, while Chris is there desperately calling to kids as well. And Chris got a...
Come with me if you wish to not die. And I probably put the fear of God into him. I get an 8.
Okay, and yeah, none of them are actually following Chris. By the way, you can both put cards into your pool.
Can I say? Listen to the.
Pat, you get seize initiative because you
Can I give
succeeded.
+3 for a sport?
Oh yeah, you can. Yeah, you can play a supporter card if it's in your pool.
Oh, that'll give me that'll success if you give me a +3.
Yeah.
Okay, so teacher
I'd get 11.
starts
then.
yelling at the kids to listen to the nice American gentleman, and some of them do listen to the nice American gentleman.
Please do.
You've now got 38 kids off the bus, and because you succeeded, Gaz, you get a destiny card of Maelstrom.
Oh, I didn't like that one.
I've moved supporter across. Because I thought I had. Why didn't that work?
Oh, I removed it.
No, that was on Pat's. For some reason, it didn't go across. Oh no, it should be seize initiative, not supporter. That's why. Sorry, I dragged your supporter across. That was the wrong one. I'm playing a London Indian accent who's worked in Belfast and got the Belfast accent. Well done, yes. Kerry, Jamie still gets her go though. Just playing the card, you've just been yelling at the kids and getting them to listen to the nice American gentleman. But on your go, what are you actually doing?
Get off the bus. There's detention for everyone. Does that work?
Yeah, you can do a persuasion off of that, or you could do it as an intimidate if you want to.
Yeah, all right. I've lost my dice. So many windows.
Just say, you get off the bus or you'll fall into that pit and die.
I tried that last turn. It didn't seem to.
They weren't listening. They weren't listening to logic and reason.
Yeah, kids never do.
That's a bonus number of 0 unless you decide to spend a possibility.
Yeah.
That gives you a 29, which is now a bonus number of 9.
To.
Your persuasion would be a total of 8. I think if you did intimidate, it would be an 8 as well, because that comes off of spirit, but you don't have an add. So it's up to you which way you do it. It's going to be the same either way.
Intimidate, because I'm in a bit of a panic. So.
Okay, not a problem. So you get a good success, which is 8 kids. So you've now got 46. You've got about a dozen students on the bus still. The issue you've got, these kids are on the top deck, so you're going to have to work together to try and get them down.
Climb up.
That's
rock climb.
everybody's go on your side, I believe. So the lion that's still going turns towards the closest foe and heads over and takes a swipe at Constable Caudry with its big old metal claw. However, with a roll of 3, that gives it a -6. Its unarmed combat total of 4, I believe, is not enough to hit your armed combat total, Constable Caudry, or melee weapons defense.
Melee is 10.
It's higher than 4. It swings and misses. Run away!
Why are we running away? We're winning.
That's the dramatic line for this one. Okay, we're still in a standard scene. Defend and maneuver are approved actions this round. The villains go first. Kerry, yes you do. Did I not draw it out? You also get a card for being successful in the action last round. So put a card, that one, Adrenaline, into your hand. And if you hadn't already, you can put one into your pool from last round. You already had done. Cool. I know you should have. No, yeah, you've used one, which is why I've really got one in there now. So, villains up. The villains get a automatic re-roll on whatever they are doing. And what basically happens is the lion looks frustrated as its mechanical face can, and it takes a bite towards.
How many times can you use your thing, Alex? Because it would be a good time to use it now.
So that's a 24. That's a bonus number of 8 on its unarmed combat. Now, your previous statement of melee defense was a 10, correct?
Yep.
Okay, it just got an 18, so it hit you. Now, you haven't had to go this round. Defend is an approved action. You could declare an active defense and attempt to get a high enough bonus number such that the lion would miss.
Or I could.
Or you could opponent fails if somebody has that card in their hand, in their pool, sorry.
I've got it. But I'm not sure if maybe I should. Nah. It's probably not worth saving. Right, I'm going to make it 4.
How long did Diminish last for, Derek?
What do you mean? 3
What's
rounds.
the duration on your Diminish spell? 3 rounds. Okay, so this is the 3rd round. So it's still active at the minute.
Yeah, I think I'm going to try to defend. No, wait. Opponent fails.
Okay, so at the last second, as its claws, or as its jaws, sorry, are about to clamp down on the meat of your right arm. The ground underfoot shifts, as obviously what's going on is still going on underneath, and it knocks the lion off its side, and it fortuitously pulls your leg away, or pulls your arm away from the snap of its metallic jaws. Who's going first on your side? Oh, by the way, Badger,
Boom time again.
you get a glory card.
Woo.
You successfully defended.
Well, I didn't defend. I didn't use the action. I just.
No, you don't have to.
Okay, so-
You'd even if something attempts to attack you and misses in a round where the approved action is defend,
That's nice.
you defend.
Right,
Just you increase your chances to defend if you're using an approved.
Has
act
anyone
defense.
got any sort of abilities to make this one easy to hit? Or...
I've
Yes,
got
because it's no longer vulnerable or stymied. That will have worn off now.
No, I can only just give it penalties. That's all I can do, and it's already got that spell on it this turn, and it runs out.
Well, you could still do the if you got
The other one's
skills.
my other one's better. My other one can hurt it, can kill it.
Well, yeah, if you want to do that.
But you're in the way, so that's what I'm just saying.
Well, couldn't you, like, if you got prick, for example? I'm imagining you got high intelligence.
Pardon?
Your character probably has high intelligence. Maybe you could try and trick it. I mean,
No, I
smarts,
don't have. I
mind.
don't actually have that high. My mind's only 9. My spirit's high.
Right.
9's not bad.
Aye.
When are those other people going to arrive?
Okay, come on, guys. Who's doing what?
I'm going to cast Fireball, but I'm waiting for someone to move out of the way.
I'll
because I
help
don't-
carry on keeping these kids out then, because that's just a quick. Still doing that. Getting off the roof.
Still doing that
I
too.
climb up to the top.
If he doesn't move, I'm just going to cast it anyway.
Right, okay, I'll just wing it.
Okay.
16.
Never mind.
3, so that's worth.
I was listening.
So that's 1 bonus.
16's a bonus number of 3. Don't forget you've got a +2 because it's large.
Oh yeah, so I'm at then.
5.
I'm just a bit confused.
Hitting with a melee weapon, so 5 to your melee weapon.
Yeah. 5, which is 11, so 16.
Okay, so you get 6 over it, so that's a 1 bonus dice of damage.
Cronk.
So your 16 isn't enough to exceed its armor, but you know you can see some dents which are continuing to go into it. You can see the mage, for want of a better term, again getting ready for some arcane casting. Are you going to back away from the creature as well?
Yeah, I might. But I've got the flurry card. Can I play that to get another action right away, or do I do it?
You get an action after everyone else's actions kicked off.
Okay, right. So
I believe it says that on the card that it's at the end of everyone else's.
Disengage.
Okay, so you disengage briefly. Durak?
Just let the others go because they were doing stuff before.
Okay, so anybody back at the bus, you've got to make your way up. So you can just make a simple persuasion test, but in order to get there, you've essentially got to do a second action of movement, so it's a multi-action to get there and attempt to persuade them this round.
Is that classed as a maneuver?
You can use maneuver if you wish to get up there in an appropriate fashion. You can make a skill roll as well if you want. You might get an advantageous position for the kids to listen to you. So I'll allow the maneuver if you succeed to give a bonus to the persuasion.
Is it still only one roll?
It's still only one roll as a multi-action penalty, yes.
Okay, let's give it a go.
Essentially, you'll be, if your maneuver succeeds, you will be making the students you are trying to persuade very vulnerable. It's all right. You're not doing anything that risks disconnection, so that's just a bad roll.
All my
worst thing
rolls have been
imaginable.
bad. They've been rubbish. Right, let's use me last possibility. Oh, come on. Right,
That's
I'm going
an
to
11.
use... Still rubbish.
You're fated not to do very well working with kids.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
let's get those kids out of my way. I'm going to use the drama card.
You can do that. It's a 21 still.
What's... Oh, thank God. I forgot about that.
Still counts as a 10. So it's a bonus number of 8. So you're
I've
a
not rolled
bonus number
higher
of
than a
6.
10. This is ridiculous. Ah.
That's a bonus
Right,
number
so
of 6
sorry.
on your maneuver.
Maneuver comes off dexterity.
It does indeed.
So that is my maneuver is I've got a skill there somewhere. Where's maneuver?
No, you
Do I
haven't got
not?
the maneuver
Oh,
skill.
no.
That's okay. Just
Thought-
on an 8.
thought I did. Okay. Was it 6? 14.
So 14. It's not enough to make them very vulnerable, but it is enough to get them. Actually, no, kids. They're going to go. No, I'm going to say kids' maneuver is probably going to be an 8. So that is enough to get them.
Yeah,
you get
that
them
was-
very vulnerable. They listen to you. So you're going to get a card for a successful maneuver against the students.
The maneuver wasn't on the character sheet. You had to copy it over from the new.
Yeah, he hasn't got any ads in it.
That's
That's
good.
why. So you get an adrenaline card into your hand, Chris. And now you
Thank
can
you.
you work out your persuasion. So your charisma is 7, persuasion of 1 gives you an 8.
So 14 again.
Same bonus number, but they're very vulnerable due to
Oh.
you having successfully manoeuvred up to them.
16 then, is it?
Well, yeah, plus 4 because very vulnerable
Oh.
is 2 lots of
Oh,
plus
very
2.
sorry. 18.
Somebody's playing master plan.
Yeah,
So
I
18.
take the drama card.
Which drama card?
He's taken the card he played. You take something.
Oh right,
from
yeah,
somewhere
yeah,
you-
cool. Are you able to drag that onto your character sheet yourself?
Yeah, I try. Yes.
Dun,
Is it in the hand or action pool?
It goes to the hand, I believe.
Because I deleted the other one already. I think I can take it in my hand actually.
If not, I can put the appropriate drama
Taking my
card
drama
out.
card, okay.
No, what's yours is his, hers.
That's fair enough. Aye. That's quite a good card, that.
There you go. I'll put it in there for you.
Thank you.
Okay, so that's another 8 students. So there's only half a dozen kids left up on the top platform. Jamie and Pat, what do you
John.
think? Yep.
Master plan. You can put it in your action pool or straight into your hand.
Oh, there you go. You can put it in your action pool if you want.
Yeah, I put it there.
It's only if master plan's in your action.
Yes, it was.
It has to be because otherwise you wouldn't be able to play it.
Yo.
Cool. You've done that. Thank you for that. So, Jamie or Pat, what are the two ladies doing? You just seen Chris dart up onto the top deck, and then just over half a dozen kids quickly come down the stairs and file past you. Your teaching assistant Jan is helping the kids off the back of the bus because there's now about 1.5 feet higher than it was because the bus is precariously tipping.
Okay, I also help.
You're going to head up to the top as well, yeah? Okay, same thing. You can combine it with a maneuver if you wish.
Yes,
So that's a 0 modifier at the moment.
I spend well what does the drama card now?
It's a possibility.
Okay, so I will just use the card then.
Okay, rather than one of your personal ones. Cool, that's what they're there for. So roll again.
That one gets deleted.
And it does. You'll get one back in a minute for the maneuver. That's a 30. You're obviously getting much better rolls than your husband is. That's a bonus number of 9, so it's a 7 because of the multi-action penalty. So add 7 to your persuasion.
Charisma is 14. Persuasion is 15.
Okay, that's good. So you managed to get up there. So we've got to do maneuver first. I think you're okay with it. Just quickly, just add the same bonus number to your maneuver skill. Just your dex, because you don't have it.
It's 15.
That's fine. So you get up, you see the last half a dozen or so kids being quite afraid at the other end, and you cautiously make your way down, and then you just begin to physically herd them back across. Jamie, on the bottom floor of the bus, you see the last kids heading down, and you count them off. At the moment, Pat and Chris are still on the top deck. What's Jamie doing?
I just want to make sure I get everyone. So make sure there's none of them are hiding under a seat or anything.
Give me a find check. Roll again and add. Finds off of mind, so that's your skill of 9 to begin with. And your 15 gave you a bonus number of 2.
Yep.
Okay, so you look around. You're pretty sure everyone's out, and then just out of the corner of your eye, you look and you can see Amelia seems to be bent over and is rummaging around in the driver's compartment. Amelia's one of the 10-year-olds.
What are you doing? Get off the bus.
But Mr. Malloy, he needs this, and she basically holds up a box of what looks like ammunition.
Sorry, who's Mr. Malloy?
That's the driver. That's Skellen's character.
Do I know that he's in the habit of carrying a gun?
You have seen him. Well, you're a bit fuzzy on what guns are at the moment. But yeah, he's. Well, you didn't know he was carrying a gun until about 10 seconds ago, where you heard a gunshot and you looked up and saw him shooting something at that mechanical lion.
No. Well, can I grab it off Amelia and try and sort of hurry her off the bus? I'll give that.
We can do just that, not a problem. So you grab her and begin clambering towards the other end of the bus as it's more precariously increasing its angle towards the pit behind you. Give me a... Ooh, it'd be something like climb at this point. So it's just a straight strength check at the minute.
7.
You get about halfway up, the bus lurches, and you've got, it's one of the old London buses, so it's like quite slatted. You've now got your fingers holding yourself on the floor of the bus, as the angle's now more like 45 degrees, and you've got Amelia hanging off your right arm. So we'll come back to you guys next combat round, because Chris and Pat have got the same situation up on the roof, but they're obviously going to have to help you. Belle, what are you doing?
I will cast a spell.
Cast a spell, Belle.
Why are you saying it with a laugh in your voice? It's weird.
Because it rhymes.
Ooh, I am trained in this, so that's a...
You always get a reroll on a 10. It's only on 20s you don't reroll if you're trained. Not trained even. An 11.
Yeah, 11. Okay, I'm going to... Oh, what happened to my possibility? It just vanished. Didn't do it. Okay. Use one. It should be down to one because I've only used one already.
Now, just so you are aware, as an Eilish mage, you instinctively know this, that you can sacrifice your own body's energy to improve your casting. And essentially, on a one-to-one basis, you can lose shock to gain a +1 on your cast test.
Yeah, I prefer a 10. Right, I'm going to roll.
Okay, so that gives you a 21 total.
Yep.
So bonus number of an 8.
Yep. What's the target I'm going for here?
It's the difficulty.
Dodge or
The dodge 10.
dexterity. That's 8 plus. Conjuration, that's 22.
That means you can do +2 bonus dice of damage to the mechanical beast.
Ooh.
It's a 21 overall, guys, because of the 9 counting as a 10, because that was a possibility spend.
Yeah, but doesn't it just get added to the 10? I thought the 9 was a reroll, wasn't it? Or was it?
No, you just spend a possibility.
Okay.
So the 10 re-roll for the 1 gives them an 11. Possibility rolled less than 10 counts as a 10, 21.
What? Where was I? Oh, yes. Sorry.
5 onto the damage.
19. I got distracted.
19. Okay. Doesn't seem to take it down, but again, you're blasting bits of gear and clockwork, and a spring worms its way out of the middle of the thing's back and then goes bonk and lands on the ground beside it.
I sniff. I don't even know if he's got glasses.
No, isn't it Sean? He hasn't been, has he?
You're right. Sean, do you want to have a quick go? Sorry.
We forget Sean. Oh.
He's only a Humie. He doesn't count.
This gun he hasn't been firing it. That's probably what we didn't hear.
Alright, and you primitive screwheads. I'm going to shoot at the lion.
Oh, no,
Okay, cool.
This is my
See,
boomstick.
This guy's now from Liverpool now. He's gone from Scotland down to Liverpool. I don't know where he is.
He's under a bit of shell shock at the moment, isn't he?
So you're running a bit closer, I'm assuming.
Aye, yeah.
Okay, so you'll probably be within short range now because you've got a run of 27. You're at 40, but now 13 meters means you're still at medium because less than 10 meters is short. So it's only a -2, which is counteracted by the fact it's got a +2 to be hit because of its size.
That doesn't look like 30 meters though, but whatever.
It's not 30, it's about 15 away now, which is still not enough to be short range.
I spend a possibility then.
Yeah, but just math wise. Yeah.
I can put a card over. I forgot.
So,
For
18.
reference, the square at the base of Nelson's column is approximately 15 meters. So that's an 18,
5.
giving you a 5 on your fire combat, which I think is quite a good skill for you, isn't it?
It is. It is a 12. I really wanted it to be 13, but no, it's 12.
That's a 17 total on its dodge of 10. You're going to get a +1 bonus die of damage.
Okay.
That gives you a total of 15, I believe.
Yeah, wasn't good enough last time.
Okay, well, it does some damage, but it's not wounding the thing. But it does seem to be all of the battering and whatever. It does appear to be strong but delicate machinery inside, and it's starting to get a bit jerky in its movements. And then we go on to proved actions, defend, trick. Heroes are set back. Deal with that in a minute. Villains go first, unless somebody takes steps to change.
So it's too late for me to play Flurry.
Oh, sure, you want to do flurry last round, didn't you? Yeah, no,
Yeah.
not at all. You can go ahead and do the flurry in that round.
Right. Boink. That didn't work. I'm going to play drama. The possibility.
Yeah, I assume you're not doing anything alien for Aysle. So.
Yeah, no. Smashing mechanical lines is.
Yep, you're
Right.
charging up behind it and smashing it with your mace. So that's an 18 for a bonus number of 5.
Number 5. So that's 17. Wait, +2 because it's big.
Yep. Doesn't have any particular minuses on it at the moment, though.
Right, well, 19. So
19, so that's not enough for an exceptional, but it is a good.
Mhm.
So you'll be getting 1 bonus die of damage. For a total of 14.
14. 12, I think it will be. Because the weapon only does 2.
Your weapon's a 12, isn't it? Or is it a 2?
It's a +2, isn't it?
+2 on your strength, yeah, so it is only, you're right.
Yeah, it was 12.
Okay, you bring the mace up and hit the thing. You do strike it, but you appear to strike it on a particularly strong plate that covers one of its the right rear leg, and you get the impression that your mace deflected without any particular impact. So you've moved back into hand to hand with it in order to do that. On its go, the first thing that happens is it spins and takes another swipe at the constable. Its unarmed combat total is a 10. What is your defense in
Defense
melee?
is 10.
Okay, so it hits you. What is your toughness?
Toughness is 11.
Okay, so that it doesn't do any increased damage, but its strength is back up to full as the enchantment that Bell put upon it has expired. So that's 16 versus your toughness of 11 is 5 result points.
Wait, did I not do any damage on it last round?
No,
Is-
you didn't,
is
unfortunately.
Badger-
It's bounced.
Inside my ward.
No, he's well away. You've not actually encountered
Alright.
each other just yet. So that will be 1 wound and 2 shock to Constable Caudry,
Ooh.
unless he wishes to attempt to soak.
Yeah, I think I want to soak that.
Okay, now you've not transferred the your skills to the in-game character sheet, but obviously you will have a reality skill listed on the Storm Knight variant of your character sheet, which I believe is a value of 10 because it's your 2 adds in reality plus your spirit.
Right.
So if you remember how soaking works, you make a reality skill check versus difficulty 10. If you get a 10, you reduce 1 wound and all the shock. If you get a 15, you get rid of 2 wounds and all the shock. If you get a 20, you get rid of all wounds and all the shock.
Pray to my dice gods.
So I was about to say you just needed to not get a negative bonus number, which you did get. So you can either spend, I mean, it costs you a possibility to soak anyway, but you can spend a possibility on the roll or spend cards on the roll if you wish.
Yeah, I haven't got any cards.
You have a card called Second Chance. Doesn't that do something that might help?
Yeah. Wait, but that lets me. Okay, yeah, right. Lets me reroll this. I think that means.
As long as you've got a positive bonus number, you're counteracting the damage, which is fine. Now, before your goes, the setback on the initiative line. Setbacks represent bad luck or wavering morale for the affected side. So a couple of things happen. Everybody notices the F-16s that came over earlier. They fly back over. Your attention is drawn to what is chasing them.
Dragon.
It is a large, reptilian, bright red creature with bat-like wings. Now, this does a number of things, as well as making you go, it's a dragon. The remaining civilians in the area also see it and start screaming and panicking. The main group of them that Pat and Chris left over by Nelson's column begin to stampede towards cover. That cover being the entrance to Charing Cross Station.
I thought you were going to say they all got incinerated.
No, they didn't get incinerated. The dragon appears to be chasing, whereas when it went over before, the F-15s were chasing the dragon. Now, the dragon's chasing the F-15s.
Isn't that dragon then moving extremely fast?
Yes, it is.
Like, kind of unrealistically, like.
It's keeping up.
How's that? Well, magic.
Exactly.
They're not real.
Yeah, but
well, at the moment they are. Also, jets wouldn't be able to fly at full velocity over a populous area, especially if they're not in a dogfight. So they're not going like supersonic speeds at this moment in time, but they're still shrieking overhead.
Yeah. I mean, what would be the flight speed of a dragon?
Oh, I could tell you it's moving a minute, but its flight speed's quite quick. So, what are you guys doing? You have 3 of you on the precipitous bus.
Is it our go now?
It will be, yeah. You had a setback, though I've just described the setback. There'll be more to that in a second, but...
Okay, I thought that we had to roll something. Right,
No.
okay, I am going to trick the lion.
Oh, you're going to attempt to, yeah?
No, I'm going to trick it.
Okay.
I don't want any of this negativity in my dice rolls. Thank you very much.
Have you changed your colour then?
I'm not called Gaz and all them people. Right, here we go.
Ancient
Can I just say,
baby.
good
Notice
luck.
That.
Shut up!
Yes.
Can we ban him from talking? Right, I'm going to use my hero card.
So that's a bonus number of -2 currently. Okay, so that's a possibility. So you roll again and add. It's a 10. So that gives you a bonus number of 4.
Gaz, do you want us to win this game, or are you just trying to?
Just fun.
4. Right, I'm gonna use a willpower. Which adds 3 to it.
Okay, so that's giving you a total bonus number of 7 currently. Onto your trick skill.
Yes. Sorry, what was that?
You're on a total bonus number of 7 currently with your willpower. 17 gives you a 4 plus 3 for willpower. That's your 7.
Okay, I was trying to work it out. 7 plus what's trick? It's in where the hell's trick? There
Trick's off of mine.
11. It's 11. 11 plus 7.
That's an 18. Its mind is a defensive 5.
Wow. Seriously? That low? I didn't even use all these cards.
So you've got a player's call. What do you want to happen to the lion? I mean, you've successfully tricked it.
Tax the dragon.
Don't be silly.
Have a card.
How's it going to jump up in the air? Anyway,
It's mechanical. It can probably do anything.
I'm going to make it think that it's got something inside it, and I want it to rip its chest open with its claws.
Okay. That's basically what it does. You pantomime a spell action and throw something. It's convincing enough that the creature's obviously its enchantment wearing down, or possibly its internal clockwork, whatever was guiding it, is starting to break down, and it proceeds to just try to turn its head 180 degrees in order to see what's in, and then brings one claw up and proceeds. There's like snapping and springing, cling noises of gears going too far, and then the front plate of it is pulled forward, and it collapses. Well done.
Woo! Even with Gaz's help, we won.
Back
Thank
at
you.
the bus.
Nice to be acknowledged.
Wait,
So you've got two people on top of the bus and one person with a small 10-year-old inside the bus, which is now, I mean, its back wheels are about 6 feet off the floor currently.
Come on, love, we better get off here. And I'll grab a hand.
And we jump down into the sunset.
It's beautiful, I tell you.
Okay, you two are going to need to give me dexterity or maneuver if you have the maneuver skill or appropriate skills otherwise.
Otherwise, you jump into the big crack in the ground. No? Yeah?
You're only DC 10s, difficulty number 10s at this point.
Oh, I can miss that quite easily.
Go on. Good luck there, Gaz, with your rolls.
You've got to stop jinxing each other, guys. Are you doing anything to moderate that failure?
Yeah, I'm pushing my wife in front of me so I can land on her. I can't do anything.
Can Pat please make her roll?
Get
Sure.
her, Gaz. He's gone now. He's gone.
Yay! We burn in hell together.
I can do a coup de grace on ourselves. I can support you. I've got a support card. I
Pat's
can help
also
you,
got
but I can't help
possibilities.
myself.
I
Oh,
got, yeah, a 2 possibility thingy.
Ooh, if only I had the thing that let me. If only I hadn't spent all my good cards.
To reroll.
I could.
Can I roll again, or is it just a 14?
No, that's the 10. You roll again on the dice roll of a 10 or 20. You wouldn't roll again on a 20 because you haven't actually got the maneuver skill trained. But so you're on a 25 at the moment, which is giving you a bonus number of 8.
All right. 8
Uh,
versus Dex is 16, and any special dodge or something?
No, 16's fine. You proceed to, I mean, Chris grabs you and pushes you forwards, giving you a boost. And the next thing you know, you're sliding down the back of the bus. Chris isn't behind you, however. Jamie inside the bus.
No.
save yourself. I love you.
How did I know you?
Who are you?
He was talking to his wife.
I never loved you.
Can I get out of this horrible melodrama by dragging myself away?
Yeah, same as you. You need to generate a maneuver skill at this point.
I'm actually your brother.
I might be able to help. Because I could. What is it? I could spend a possibility to give you my card, and then you can discard that card to get a new possibility and also a new card.
That sounds good.
If
Yep,
that's-
natural leader. You see the. I mean, you can probably from that distance. Yeah, I'd say you can see the bus is about to ping off the edge. So, but we'll do with Jamie first inside. So that's not enough at the moment.
That's been my last possibility.
Okay. So that's a 15 total, giving you a 2. Now this is off of maneuver at this point. You're quite good at maneuver.
Oh, I have 2. Yeah.
You're a thief. You should be.
And a dex of 10.
Oh yeah. So I got 12.
And your bonus number, your 15 is giving you a 2 on top of that. So your 14 is enough. You basically sort of put one foot out and brace yourself with your feet on the struts of the chairs and desperately trying to keep hold of Amelia, you proceed to just carefully push on one, pull the leg up, push on the other, and just when you're within reach, you drag her and drop her out, and then drag yourself up over the end of the bus as well. And is that everyone this time round? No, still Sean hasn't had a go.
Nemesis go as well?
There's a Nemesis lying out there, so
Yeah, I shared it because you can have
I'll
it.
share.
Okay, so who you giving the Nemesis card to?
Was it Chris?
Chris?
Who had the problem?
And then Chris is immediately
Forward line.
going, we can't do anything on the Nemesis card. I like to hand it in to get a possibility.
Yeah.
Yep, whatever that means, I'll do that.
And
Oh,
I
cool.
believe, does it let you, do you draw another card instead? I think you do.
Yeah, you can draw a card and get a possibility.
Did you do a trick, Kerry, or defend?
No, he didn't do either.
Oh, sorry.
But he is off the bus. Yep, draw a new card. So instead, Chris get the Reality Surge card, which will be of absolutely no use whatsoever to you.
Really?
Be good for
Axioms and world laws are in effect.
Skellen.
Okay.
Like
It would be good for Skellen, but not for you.
Yes.
Skellen, what's Sean doing? The line has just collapsed. You turn around and see the bus teetering on the brink, and you are just able to make out the flailing hand of somebody on the top deck.
Are there still dragons up there?
The dragon just flew overhead, yes. It went overhead so fast. It's not flying around Trafalgar Square, if that's what you mean.
Right, okay.
It's chasing two jets.
I'll run over there and
So you're running back.
grab onto the back bumper of the bus. I think it's teetering over the edge, is it? If I leap on the back
It is
bumper, it
teetering over the edge.
might toss straight back.
You're a little far away. Can I use the possibility of my very poor roll before? Ooh, should I let him?
What's happening?
Don't ask.
Yeah, do
Bell.
that because I sacrificed possibility.
Yeah,
Because that's why I
we'll
gave
make
it
the
me,
sacrifice.
so I could
Yeah.
use it in that role.
So, Sean, you're running back. You've probably got a soft spot for the bus. You can't get back there in one round because it's more than 27 meters away. But you're running back with the no.
What do I need to succeed? 12.
Well, you
10,
rolled a 3.
and I
You've
need
got to get
10,
you've got to get a total of 10 at least.
and I've got 8, so I need 2.
But don't you get that by
So I
default?
need-
Since you use
No.
possibility?
No, because he's on a
I need
3
10 in
at the moment.
total. So I need to roll a 12 or more on this. Oh, this is going to go poorly.
You shouldn't have worked it out.
Do you want to start praying to my RPG gods, and then you get a good dice roll?
Yes, I do. Oh, come on!
Too late.
I hate this game.
My RPG gods would have said change your dice color. Just do me a favor. Go and change your dice color and roll the dice and let me see what it would have been.
No, because it won't count.
Oh, it won't count, but let me see what would happen.
No, because it won't count.
Go on.
Don't waste his RNG.
Yep.
So you rolled a 4, so that's at least
Whatever.
10. That gives you a
Whatever.
13, or a bonus number of
Whatever.
1. Let's just work it out.
Whatever.
You don't have the maneuver skill.
No.
So 1 onto your dexterity of 8 is
9.
9
short.
9 isn't enough.
Isn't 10.
Oh,
Okay.
is
Damn
that?
it.
Oh my God!
But you
Thanks
are
for the
allowed
try.
to play a
Look at
card.
that, guys! Look at that!
Who's got the
Oh.
supporter?
I knew that was. I just knew that was coming, which is why I had to draw it out appropriately. You scramble 2 or 3 times. Your feet fail to get any purchase on the wooden slats. You slide back. The bus teeters precariously, going back like another 2 foot, and then your foot catches, and you just get a last minute adrenaline rush, and you just proceed to like monkey bar up, hand over hand, grabbing a chair leg, grabbing a chair leg, grabbing a chair leg. until you get to the top of the bus as it drops into the chasm, and you just leap forwards as the bus behind you disappears into the darkness below, and you're rolling and sprawling on the the safety of solid ground.
Look, guys, look where the card came from. The RPG gods.
It doesn't tell me where it came from. I had to make sure everyone got off first. It's okay. Had it covered.
Now, you don't have much time to breathe, even, as from over near the Charing Cross station entrance, where you just saw a large group of people heading down and screaming off in that direction, you hear cries of alarm coming from the other direction as a cloud of dust bursts out of the Charing Cross tunnel entrance, and some of the people that ran down are running back out, screaming in horror, "Run, run, they're coming up from the underground, run!" And you proceed to see a large group of diminutive humanoids wearing ill-kept leather armor. They appear to be carrying wicked-looking weapons, spike clubs, some have bows. They have pale skin, white hair. They appear to be just slightly smaller than humanoid, but not small enough to be dwarves. But they are pursuing the crowd as the crowd comes out of the tunnel. 2 or 3 people in the crowd are cut down by their weapons as they stride outward.
I fire a fireball at them if they're within 50 feet.
Well, you'll find out why they are in a minute, and there are, as I said, there are lots of civilians with them as well.
I can't actually see the Is that the underground there on the southeast, near where the? That's not it.
Hang on, you'll see it in a minute. I just need to get the tokens on there. So I've got to get the same token scale on these ones. Let's do it right, John. You've got to add them to the combat tracker first.
I think it's that, but I don't know how to mark it on the map.
Add to the combat tracker. Right, so let's get all these guys up. Sorry, there's a show everything button, isn't there? That would be better. I'm sitting there clicking each one at a time.
Currently trying to look right. Yeah, I was in the right place. How do you get the rubber again? Where's the rubber? There it is.
Right, as I said, the scale's a bit off on the individuals, but not to worry. Why won't it let me? It won't let me change the scale until I've put them on the map.
Cool. Gives us an idea, it's meant.
They aren't dwarves, but they look like dwarves.
Yeah, that's because there isn't a lurk icon.
Primitive screwhead.
The way Gaz talks about me, he'd be a lurk. Must be around, says bad things.
Now, while I'm putting these on there, I will remind you that the people down by the bus have a crowd of 60 school children with them.
Not anymore. I've started pushing them into the abyss.
No, they use them as meat shields.
Ah, good point. I like your thinking.
Just give them weapons, point them towards them, and tell them, pretend you're Japanese children.
And that means they'll fight each other. And oh, that one just got bigger. So some of these are armed with vicious-looking swords. Others are armed with bows. And they have proceeded to spread out and start to chase civilians in various directions. Among the creatures, because you see them disgorge outwards, stand other beings, tall humanoids with pasty white skin and sharp features. Their robes are ornate, unlike the shabby armor of the savage warriors around them. They point at the struggling humans, making utterances like, "Take that one below the ritual," or "That one will suit Lord Antenok's purpose." You see one of them, the one that's on the map, point across the square towards the group by the bus. And he says, "That one." You're not sure, but he's pointed at one of the students in the group.
Bet it's not Annabelle.
It might be. You're not entirely sure.
Have her. She's been a pain.
Well, she's the only one with a name, so I'm going with that one.
Is she wearing a red shirt? A red uniform?
No. She's wearing school uniform. Right, you are up this round. We are still in a standard scene, however, but the villains go first.
How do we get possibilities?
See, the problem at the moment is you haven't got cosm cards yet. That's how you get possibilities. I might award you a couple if you do particularly heroic things. Just anyway.
Well, I sacrificed my card to and a possibility.
Well, but that gives somebody a possibility. So we'll don't worry.
But I did something very heroic. I saved Gaz's character
You
again.
used a supporter card.
Just
It's not particularly
for
a
its
card.
purpose.
Feel it was heroic. You just let him die.
Okay, that's annoying. Why haven't I got the stats of? Oh right, okay. It's not brought the bloody stats in. That's freaking annoying. Okay, I'm gonna have the book open separately. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. Come on, where are you? That's what I want.
Oh, yes.
Oh, what?
Alertness.
Yes, these guys begin to spread out a little bit.
Can I ask, is this here? Was this here a ambush?
Not for you guys. Why? To what method do you wish to use your alert?
There's the card called alert. It basically means it stops them it stops us from being surprised. So I was just making sure it wasn't being surprised. So hopefully they would miss their turn and we would go first. Didn't, so it doesn't. So, drat.
No, I wouldn't use that on this one because this is from the setback, so you can't really counteract the setback. That's why they're coming out without a pause. Right, a couple of arrows come into the direction of you guys over by the bus. They're at pretty long range though, so
We got +1 defense from my aura.
you've still got that up. That's cool. It's a bonus number of 5 on one of them. Their missile weapons isn't particularly good. Does a 9 hit Jamie's dodge?
Yeah. No, I don't think so. No.
What, then, yeah, because it's your dex plus dodge. Yeah, your dodge is 13, mate. That's that's nowhere near. Okay, a couple of vicious-looking arrows impact around you. One's coming quite close to you, Jamie, but you step out of the way at the last second. Heroes goes. You are up this round. Any multi-action is an approved action this round.
I'm going to charge headless into them because I think I'm a barbarian with my cards. Not my cards, my things.
Cool. Well, you're a great weapon fighter, but you haven't got a weapon yet.
Yes, so I'm going to charge at them, but while looking for something to pick up on my way.
Okay.
To swap them with. So, and I would go before anyone else. I just think I'm just headless charging.
What's your move?
8, I think. Yes.
So
8.
you could charge 24, which would cross half the distance between you and them.
Okay,
That's 15. It's probably more like you get to about there. So not within melee range, unfortunately.
So, is there anything on the way, please, to find?
Give me a find check as you're running past.
did anyone just happen to have a two-handed sword in their hand? Would be quite nice. Now, when I roll a 1 on this, how bad can it be?
You're looking for something. You're not breaking the laws of reality, so you're not going to disconnect.
Okay, 14.
That's a bonus number of a 1.
Find is 2. What mind? No, yeah, mind.
Mind is find, yeah.
So 10.
It's not coincidental that it rhymes, though. 10, you manage to equip yourself with a makeshift club.
That'll
It'll
do.
be strength +2. You can wield it two-handed. It's makeshift, though, so if you miss, you will effectively stymie yourself. Actually, no, you'll make yourself vulnerable. You'll be easier to hit on a failed hit.
I was going to say, I'm so going to get that then, aren't I? Can I cover the distance anymore, or is that it? That's my...
No, but you could do an interaction attack as you run towards them as a multi-action.
What's an interaction attack?
Or you could decide to scream at them and intimidate them as you're running up.
Oh yeah, can
You
I
get a -2.
can I do... I can intimidate, I can taunt. I'll do one of them two. Never done this before. What do they actually do?
Well, this is if you get a standard success. You find a sword bit stuck through your chest. If you get a standard success, you can choose to either stymie or make them vulnerable. If you get a good success, you can do 2 of those things, including making them very vulnerable or very stymied. Or if you get an outstanding success, i.e. 10 higher than what you need, you can get a player's call, which enables you to do 2 results, and then you can say, and I want them to blah, 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 blah.
Does it matter if it comes from intimidation or taunt?
No, it's just the skill that you'd be using.
They're both the same. Do they come off anything different? Are they both...
Intimidation comes off spirit, taunt comes off charisma.
They're both as crap as each other. Excellent. Okay, so it makes no difference whatsoever.
But you've got options.
It's all on the roll.
So this is a second action, so you're at a -2 on this one. The other one should have been at a -2 as well, but it was only I was only giving you a 7 to find the club.
This is so going to work.
Well, you've already rolled the total because you've already got 14, so...
I've got a
It's
John.
the same
Okay,
as
okay, of course, yeah. So I've got it. So it's 4. Okay, 14 gives me a +2. No, 1.
It gives you a +1 now. The only thing, and you're supposed to be told some of these things sometimes, a lurk, they do not have any particular, what were you doing, taunt or intimidate, yeah?
Yeah.
They are harder to taunt than they are to intimidate.
I'm definitely intimidating. I'm quite an intimidating guy, charging down at them, you know,
Yeah, you
screaming
can have a
at them.
+1 for the charging and the screaming.
So I am there. So +2, no, +1,
You can make it a 2 for doing the charging and screaming thing.
+2, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Okay.
Yeah, me
that
too.
would have successfully taunted them as well, but it's enough to get 4 points over their spirit. So one of them, you can only really target one with that roll,
Yep, that's fine.
is particularly intimidated. Do you want to make him vulnerable or stymied?
Sorry, you'll have to tell me again which is which.
Vulnerable means you get a +2 to attack him. Stymied means he gets a -2 to do anything else, and you get a hero card.
I'm going to make it easy for me to hit him because I'm not
So
doing
he's
very well at that.
Vulnerable. Noted. That would be. Let's do it. The closest lurk. That'd be lurk number 5.
Oh, I need a hero.
Vulnerable.
I've got some absolutely useless cards.
Don't forget you can play one from your hand into your pool, except.
I don't want any of them. All 3 are rubbish apart from the hero one I just got.
Okay, who's going after Chris?
Transfer. I can give people my own possibilities. I have no possibilities.
I wish to do multi-action.
Go for Bell.
Okay, I am going to... Which one of these is my best one? I am going to intimidate them And then I'm going to blast them with a fireball. Because that's what I do.
Okay,
Oh,
you're
no.
about
I'll do it the reverse way around. I'll do a fireball and then I do intimidation.
yeah. The furthest away one is currently about 50 meters.
I did the measure of the thing and
Don't-
it was like.
You should intimidate them first, though, because that might make it easy to hit.
Oh, okay. I'll do intimidation first.
About 45, maybe 45.
Right, okay. How big is the AoE thing then?
It's medium. Essentially means if they're in a cluster, you can get 3 of them.
I'll get 3 of them. That's what I was. Thought there'd be more in it, but it doesn't matter. Rolling the dice.
Yeah, they do it a bit weird. A medium AoE basically means you can hit 3 targets.
What did I get? 7-2. Ooh, that's not bad.
That's a bonus number of 4 at the moment. You are doing 2
Use-
things though, so you're going to be at a -2.
Yeah, no,
Oh! Gaz, not that it matters, but roll another d20. You're up. Whatever you do this round gets another roll.
Woohoo!
Okay, he
That's pretty
is
good.
very stymied then, or very vulnerable.
So do I get an extra
Yeah.
dice for free for this one as well?
You do indeed. So you're 17, and an 11 gives you a 28.
58. That's actually pretty good. But I want to do. I'm going to go. I don't know what they're tough. They're going to be great. I'm going to do a hero. Throw a hero in. That's a 10. That's a. Oh, God, I've lost my. I can't count. 28, 38, which is 11. 11 plus my. I'll do the first one first. Sorry, 11 minus 2 is 9. 9. Intimidation. 9 is 20 for intimidation. 20 for intimidation.
Okay, their intimidation is pretty low, so you've got an outstanding on that one. Oh, okay, were you doing one or were you doing the group?
Oh, you have to pick?
Yes, because if you do the group, you'll be getting additional minuses.
I'll do one because I didn't know that at the time.
Okay, not a problem. So you've got player's call on that particular alert because you've got an outstanding success.
He shits himself and explodes. I don't know. He basically just sees me and runs like the clappers, as if one of his bosses turned against him.
Okay, so yeah, one of them, they obviously weren't expecting to see something that was so obviously a wizard amongst the defenders of this land. Obviously not that early. So he is spooked and he charges off, and you see him run off through the trees to the right-hand side and just jumps into the chasm.
Okay, and the other one is 23 for the spell. 23. And I need to delete a card. I used a card.
Okay, so that's successful on their, based off of their dodge, isn't it?
Yeah, it's dodge or dex, whichever.
Okay, so 23, that's 14 points over, so that's 2 bonus dice.
Yep.
So that's 11 onto the base damage.
11 onto 14 is 25.
25 versus their toughness. That is, yep, enough. So, look, 17, 6, and 1. Disappear in a conflagration. Delete the tokens. Hopefully they just...
I love this virtual reality you set up. It's brilliant, whoever did it.
Afterbell.
Right, I guess I'll go. How far can I? Because, I mean, if I choose to run and then do it intimidate, will that be a double action?
Yes, because the run is an action in and of itself. If you only moved your move, that wouldn't be. But if you run and go 3 times your move, then that is.
Can I have a card, please?
So
You can.
how far away were they?
From you, I said the base of Nelson's column's about 15. So you're about 15, 30, 45, 60. You're about 75 meters away. But obviously, there's not a particular range problem, especially if you're drawing attention to yourself with any kind of interaction attack.
Right. Okay. So I'll probably just walk normally then to there maybe.
What's your move?
Oh, wait. My move is 10.
So from where you were, a normal walk of 10 gets you to about there.
Oh.
Like I said, the base square of Nelson's column is about 15 meters on a side.
Well, I'm not going to get there then if I just walk.
If you do something in combination with a walk, it's not a multi-action either.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, so the question is, am I going to run and do 1 intimidate, or should I do 2 intimidate and just stay where I am?
Well, don't forget you're up, so you're going to get an additional roll regardless, whatever you do. So if I were you, I'd run and do 2.
Okay, I'll do that. How far? Okay, so 3 times that.
Yeah, so you'll get to about there.
Yeah. Right. Okay. I'm gonna target the. Actually, I'm gonna target the. 2 at the.
Lurks 15 and 14. They're the ones facing you, I suspect.
Yeah, but I'm thinking maybe I should try to thin out the ranks of the ones further back. Yeah, I'll just go for those. So that is 16 and
That's 32.
32 gives me bonus of 10 to
2 for the multi-action, and addition, you're doing it to a second individual.
that's 9.
Yeah, so 32 gives you a 10, minus 4, that's 6. Onto your skill.
Yeah, 6 onto skill. Right. Oh, what am I saying? And skill is 11. So yeah, 15.
So
No,
that
wait.
gives you
No,
a
what am I saying? 17.
17.
Ugh, my brain. Is
17 on intimidate. Okay, it's not enough to get a player's call, but it is enough to get an impact from both of them, because their intimidate is only a. That's that one there. So you get. You can make them very stymied or very vulnerable. Your choice.
Well, I don't think I'm going to be able to hit them anyway next round. So I think I'll make them stymied.
Okay. So that's Lurks 15 and 4. The stime. Have a card, and you can play one into your pool. Pat, Sean, or Muzthaka?
I was wondering if I even have a weapon or something.
Does it list a weapon on your printed character sheet?
Nope.
Then the answer to that is, at the moment, you are able to utilize your unarmed skills, and that's about it.
All right. So, Chris, you have already tackled one of those, right?
He's intimidated one, yes.
Okay.
If you want to, you can combine your move with an action to find a makeshift club. Difficulty 7,
Yes.
same as your husband did.
Yes, I will do this. Okay. I guess I don't find anything.
You do not find anything off of that because you got a Well, no, don't forget, you're up this round, so roll again and add. That's 13. Bonus number of 1 onto your find skill.
Want to find and
Is
find.
Mrs. Larkin particularly good at find? She has the find skill listed.
Yes, it's 1, and find is, I guess, spirit or
It's mind.
Mind.
So you got a 10. You also have a makeshift club.
All right. So I just stand next to Chris and wield the makeshift club in anticipation.
Okay.
Their attack.
Jamie and Sean.
I'll take a
Jamie,
shot
you're
at
not on the
one.
map. Jamie's not on the map. Right, Jamie, just in our Kerry, just so you know, the orange circle represents 60 slightly panicky school children.
Okay.
You're picturing a roller thing used in a kitchen. A rolling
Yeah.
pin.
Is that a rolling pin? Okay.
Assuming
Roll
that you're not assuming that he's picked up a pasta maker, which is also
or
a roller
skates,
thing.
if you have those in the kitchen.
Yeah, not many people do. But anyway, might have been an American diner. Scallon, what was Sean doing?
I'm going to move forward and take a shot at one.
Okay, so you can move probably a little bit further than that, about that much. You've got a clear line of sight to lurks 15 and 14, who are currently stymied. That doesn't make any chance to hit them any better. But you are up this round, so you're at long range for those guys, I reckon, or possibly medium.
Sure.
So you're either at -2 or -4, but you're rolling again out into that 17 because of the initiative line of up. So you need to roll again and add. That's another 9, that's 26, gives you a bonus number of 9 onto your fire combat.
$21.
21 is more than enough to hit one of these guys, as their dodge is a paltry 9. So you're doing 2 bonus dice of damage to lurk 15. Roll again for that 1. Thanks to your signature weapon, you get a 5 instead, so that's 7 bonus damage. Your weapon does a 13, I believe.
It does.
So that's a 20. That keen shot takes out that lurk with a clean shot to the chest, and it flies backwards and lands on the side of the fountain and goes down. Well done. Jamie.
Oh, I just crashed.
You did just get a connection loss waiting for a reconnect. I can still see you. What are you doing?
I crashed. I attempt to lead the children to somewhere.
You were about to say to victory. Well, the problem is to the south of you, a lot of the buildings look part demolished because of the original rumble. The only building in the area that looks relatively safe is the National Gallery, which is on the north side. So you'd have to lead them quite a way.
Okay.
You can give Jan an order, and she's assisting you in this.
Yeah. I'll say. Well. I'll try and shout and get them all to pay attention and follow me, and then I'll make my way towards the gallery and tell
Okay.
Dan to get.
Are you telling them to run, or are you telling them to?
Yeah, run like.
Okay, give us a persuasion check then. And you're running as well, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Which means just this simple attempt at persuasion becomes a multi-action, so you will get a card. You're up this round, so you can roll again and add. You're trying to do it against, well, as many kids as you can, because you're doing a multi-target. So it's difficult to get them all to listen, the roll of the 1. But you succeed to get some of them to listen, and the kids are starting to move.
That's 18, isn't that?
Yep, that's a bonus number of 5 on your persuasion. That's a 13.
Can I use willpower as well too?
You can do if you need to, yeah. That gives you a 16, so they'll be able to move a little bit further. So you're running as well. So your run move is quite good because Dex is quite high. You get to there. Jan and the kids are trailing behind you at this point. Just there. Have a supporter card. Is that all the heroes goes? No one else to go?
Did Skell go?
Yep, he took out a lurk, shot it clearly in the chest.
Speaking, I was wondering. So I missed it. Next card.
You break through. The heroes get a flurry this round.
That's the one where you get 2 attacks, is it?
Everyone gets to do one thing, and then everyone gets to do one thing again, and then the villains get a go.
Okay.
So, who's going first?
I'm going to go and run towards them. Is my first one.
So you're doing a full move with your first flurry action, yeah? What's your move?
24. It's a run. 24.
About there.
24 is that? God, that's very small. Right. Okay. And my second one, I will.
Maybe I'll be fair. I'll give you that.
Distance.
The closest is about 30 meters away on the other side of the fountain.
Oh, that's good.
14.
Where's 50 then? I want to get a big bunch of them.
50.
Can I hit the caster? I want to try and hit the caster.
What caster? You could try to. Yeah, he's about 50 away.
I'm going to aim for him. I say, I don't say anything because I didn't do that multi-action thing, so that's okay. I'm going to.
Yep. So in a minute you'll do your second action. Cool. Who's going after Bell?
I guess I'll go. How far can I run for 30?
So double. You'll get to
like
about
the corner of
there with a 30. Yeah, about the corner of the fountain. About there.
Can I then the next round move to hit that mental axe?
So yeah, on your next flurry action. So everyone does one go and then everyone has a second one. So
yeah.
Cool. So who's taking their first action after Constable Caudry?
I'll go. Can I charge into the one that I stymied, or whatever it was?
That was lurk number 5. Is currently very vulnerable. Yeah, you move up.
I
and
get
engage.
into combat with him. Yep.
Yeah, most definitely.
Smack him in the face with the club.
Most definitely. Go ahead.
And then probably become disconnected.
It's a club. It's not going to disconnect you.
Jesus.
What is
But
going
if you
on?
were using a modern weapon, you would have just disconnected. But you're not using a modern weapon.
The RPG gods say, "Can you please change your color?"
So your melee weapons, however, your melee weapons is a skill of 11. A 4 gives you a -6. So that gives you a 5. Let me just double check if a lurk's melee weapons
Do I
are
get
armed
plus
combat.
1? Didn't somebody give us a +1 for? Isn't somebody
That's
giving it for a
defense
spell?
from your wife. You're getting
right,
that from
defense.
your wife. Their melee weapons is unfortunately not that low. It's up to you what you want to do. Because if you do miss, you will be you'll be vulnerable on your next action, but you're getting a flurry go. So.
No, I've got adrenaline, so I can play that. That's +3, so give me 8.
It's not enough.
Oh.
You need a 9.
Can I also play adrenaline on him?
No.
Okay.
If you had a supporter, you'd be able to play on him.
Nope.
If I'm doing an all-out attack, what does that count as?
That would give you a +4 to hit, and you would be very vulnerable on your next action.
Can I do that?
You wish
Because I
to,
get
yeah,
bonuses
I'll
for
let you-
doing all-out attacks.
I'll let you declare an all-out
Right.
attack.
Relentless thing.
You're going
I'll
to
do
spend some
all-
shock as well.
Because do I have to choose that before I roll the battle dice, or can I add an extra battle dice?
You have to choose it
After.
beforehand for relentless.
But we know that you roll under 5 again.
Yeah, it's only a
So
D6.
you're on a 9. You need a 9. You're on a 12 at the moment with your all-out attack.
Right. So is that with my using my adrenaline?
Yep.
Okay. And what does that give me any bonus dice, or is it not?
That is going to give you 12 versus their melee. No, but you'll get a bonus dice from Relentless if you spend the shock.
I will spend the shock then for this.
Okay. So roll your 1d bonus dice and add it to your +2 club. Roll again and add. So that's a 7 onto your 13 for the club.
Yes, 20. In your face.
Alert goes down. Pat, your go.
I'll roar.
All right, I charge past to the next to Lurk number 2.
Yep.
And I try to hit him with my makeshift club.
That's a bonus number of 3.
3, so that means
Pat's melee weapons is a 9, so you get a 12.
It's a 9.
This is your melee weapons of 1 plus your dex of 8. It's giving you a 9. Plus the bonus number puts you at a 12. The Lurk's melee weapon skill is a 9.
Okay, so that's 3 over. So it's normal damage.
Normal damage, which is
D6, right?
no, because you that's only if you get a bonus dice. So it's just your normal damage. So your strength plus 2.
Okay, so that's 9.
Okay. It's a palpable blow, but not enough to take it down. Lurk number 2.
If I add +3.
If you added +3, you'd get a bonus dice damage.
Yeah, then I do this. I use adrenaline.
Okay, roll 1d6 for your bonus dice.
That's
Well done. That's a 5. That takes it up to a wound. And Lurk 2 goes down under the hail of blunt weapon damage. Sean or Jamie, who's next? By the way, both Pat and Chris can put cards into their pool for that. Mustaka, what are you and the kids doing?
Attempting to reach the gallery. Are they following?
They are doing. They're following at a slightly slower pace. But if you want to move, what's your full move?
Where does it?
It will be basically your dex times 3, so you've got a full move of 30, I think.
I'm not trying to outpace them.
Okay. Okay. Okay, you get to about there. They're staying with you. Skellen, what's Sean doing?
Oh, take another shot.
The kids have all just screamed running past you. So you've sort of waited for them to pass, and you get through, and then you raise your gun towards the Lurk 14 that you can see. Oh, well done. Roll again. Okay, both ends of the spectrum, but luckily the second dice doesn't do anything bad. It's a bonus number of an 8.
On to it says 20.
That's definitely going to give you 2 bonus dice damage onto their normal dodge. So 7, that gives you a 20 off of their toughness. You ninja kill as that other Lurk goes down. Now everyone gets to go again because you've got a flurry. Don't have to be in the same sequence. It's up to you guys what you want to do.
I'm doing that fireball at that bossy guy, so if it might help them. I don't know, but we'll see. I don't know if these guys run away if their leader's dead, so.
Okay, go for it.
He whizzing past his ear. Oh, yeah, bugger, I got his dice.
I love the fact that the usual suspicions of dice and
change the colour.
Yeah, it's like they're even digital. They're not even real dice, and they still carry across.
Yeah,
it's 24. Roll again and add. So 35.
There's a 35.
That's your total. Gives you
So
a
it is.
bonus
Oh,
number
God.
of-
I can't add. Right, it is 35. Sorry.
That's a 10.
10 plus my spell, which is 14. 24. It was against the priest of Corbel.
Corbel. Okay, fine. So you're going to do Fireball plus 2 dice. This is going to get Lurk 7,
2
Lurk
dice.
3, and the priest of Corbel. So that's 7. Roll the second dice again. That's 10.
10.
Onto the damage.
14, which is 24.
24. The lurks expire,
Boom, boom.
and the priest of Corbel hasn't had a chance to have a go yet, but let's have a look.
Dodge your decks.
His robes ignite and he disintegrates under the fire. Well done. Who's after Bell? Who's obviously having a very nice time with his newfound fireballs.
I'd like to. I'll probably have to run to get to any of the lurks now, right?
You could probably get to Lurk 9
Right. Well,
with a
we'll do
run.
that.
Lurk 10 is mine.
It's been claimed. Lurk 10 in mine, says Pat.
The rest are mine.
Ooh, someone's going to try and.
I'll take him out by
Oh.
sacrificing myself.
Haha,
okay.
I'm gonna
I
fall on him.
missed the thing. No. Fuck.
Yes, it's not just me.
You.
He changed his dice color. That's what happened.
I just changed it. You said that would.
No.
Never listen to
I
the.
said
that
it would help him, though. I didn't say it would help you. I didn't say RPG gods.
Right, I'm gonna play drama.
Okay.
Get.
You have to say RPG gods. Give me a good roll.
At least a 10, so that gives you a 12 total. So you're at 0 bonus at the moment.
Well, yeah. Which puts me at 10. So yeah, that's not very good. But I get a 10, and the defense is probably. Hello?
What's your total?
Oh, sorry, 10.
Okay. Well, that's enough to hit them. And their melee weapons is only 9.
Yeah, okay, good. So yeah, I get a normal hit then. Yeah.
Do you damage of... There's no bonus dice.
Yeah. So again, that's 10 damage.
It's only a 10, I think, your damage, isn't it?
Yeah, I said 10. What
Oh, so I didn't hear that bit.
am I? Oh, sorry.
You must have cut out. So Lurk 9, take you spank him one at the back of the head. He doesn't go down though.
But
Pat.
he does get stymied.
He does indeed. Your mace. Alexander?
Pat's going to show
Right.
Chris how you roll
Number
dice.
10. 14.
That's a bonus of 1.
No, I can't. Okay. Bonus of 1, so that's again 8, 10. I think that was enough, right?
It's enough to hit. Doesn't mean you do any bonus damage though.
Yeah,
So
Will
you're-
an extra 3 help him?
You need to get a 14.
Can I use a
bonus.
possibility on
course
the
you can.
roar?
Of course you can.
Yeah,
If you got one.
let's do this. The last one. Meh.
So that's a 24. Remember,
Okay.
it counts as at least a 10.
34.
Gives you an 8.
Then it's 8. It's 16, 17.
That is enough to get 1 bonus dice damage. In fact, if somebody plays a supporter card, you'll get 2 bonus dice
There you go. I'll play a support card. Might as well do something useful this today.
damage. So what's your total damage?
6 and 7 strength.
13.
Plus. Yeah.
Okay. And you did claim Lurk 10.
Yes.
And you crack the Lurk viciously around the side of the head, and it goes down. Chris, and then Sean, and then Jamie can go.
I do Cena's battle cry.
Actually, Kerry, is Jamie just guiding the kids towards the museum?
Yeah, basically.
Okay, you manage to get to the top of the steps while the kids are beginning to desperately clamber, trip over, and whatever, and then Jan's behind them, like chivvying them on from behind. Cool. Chris, and then Sean.
I will charge in. Am I able to do multi-attack on 2 of them or not?
You could attack Lurk 9 and Lurk 18. The others are a little bit too far afield.
9. Just when
So
my
multi-targeting,
what do I
you'll be
get?
getting an overall -2.
-2 because I'm doing well enough with my dice rolls as it is. However, I've been promised really good dice rolls now because I've changed the colour.
Okay, and don't forget if you do an all-out attack, you'll get a +4.
I'll do an. Does that count for both?
Yep.
Can I do an all-out attack on both?
Yep.
It's only one roll when you do, don't it?
Yep.
It?
It's only one
of
roll.
course it is.
But
So
it means you're at a +2 rather than a -2.
that'll do. We'll do an all-out attack on both of them.
But you will be very vulnerable.
It's fine. It's all good. You! You're shit! Right, I'm playing my hero card because I am a hero.
Yep.
I'm
cool.
trying to be a hero.
Couldn't even see the number on the dice.
Oh, come on!
Well, that's a 12.
Ah, that gives me nothing.
So you're at an aggregate +2 currently on your melee weapons.
Fine. So I'm at 30. Hang on. Where the hell is it?
Your melee weapons is an 11.
Mellow at 3. Okay, it's 3. Strength +3, isn't it?
Yep.
So it's
Or
14.
Dex +3. Dex +3.
Oh, Dex. Oh, okay. Damn it, not strength. Oh, okay. 11. So 13. And what was my card?
Okay, so that's enough to hit both of them, but you won't be getting any bonus numbers yet. Unless somebody's got a supporter card or something else you can play to assist. Coup de grace, for instance. I believe that
gives me
damage.
Yeah, I'll do a coup de grace. Does that count for both or just for one?
Yeah, it counts for both.
Love it. I'm definitely do a coup de grace then.
So you roll an extra damage dice when you do the damage.
Okay, so you're doing 1 bonus dice of damage. Thanks. Coup de grace.
That is 16 damage.
16 damage. That is more than 5 higher than their toughness. They have no ability to soak. Somebody dropped something. So Lurk 9 and Lurk 18 go down. Skellen,
Yes.
does Sean have any alertness cards or anything like that?
Not in his
You
hand.
do, but it's not in the pool. Okay, not to worry. You've seen the kids running towards the museum. You can move to get line of sight to one of the 3 remaining opponents to the southeast.
I'll just climb to the base of the Nelson column.
Yeah, no, that's cool. And you've got line of sight now to the 1 or more of the lurks on the other side.
Oh, okay. I'll take a shot then if I can.
You can indeed. That's no bonus number on a 0. But with your fire combat, that might be good enough.
It's 12.
12 off of their dodge, which I believe was a paltry 9. That's a hit, no bonus damage, but what damage does the gun do?
13.
13. Okay, you take a shot, you wing Lurk 11. Not enough to take him down, but you obviously have impacted it. And as we go into you giving up ground, something happens before you guys do anything else. And we'll be leaving it here this evening after this. The same shrieking noise of the F-15s breaks the air again. However, this time it got that sound of something heavily coming to the ground. And you notice that there's an almighty explosion as an F-15 fighter jet spins out of control and impacts the entrance to Charing Cross Station, and there's an almighty explosion. Lurk 13 is taken out by the explosion as that jet crashes. There's no sign of the other jet. However, what there is a sign of, find the right bit on here. That lands
That is big in that picture. That is massive.
He's all yours, Bell. He's all
That's
yours.
wing.
Probably immune to fire.
that lands there.
I feel a strange smell coming
Oh,
from
nice.
And with its next breath, we'll begin the next session. Okay, guys?
My character won't be here next week because he's going on holiday to Egypt or somewhere like that there because I hear it's nicer over there. I'm joking. Big dragon.
Sorry, they're F-35 fighters, not F-15s.
They were the bad ones, anyway. For
Yeah, the RAF plane crashes into the Charing Cross entrance, sealing it in a terrible explosion.